I'm glad I put those headphones on, because had we recorded that whole episode and then you couldn't hear us, I would have been pissed.
That would have been really funny, actually.
The audio volume is all the way down like this, and all you can hear is just us whispering. It's just like ASMR.
The ASMR episode, yeah, that'd be. Y'all don't want that from me.
Is this recording?
Oh no.
That's the intro. That's the intro. That's the intro. That's the intro.
It
My
works.
neck hurt.
Oh,
What if I?
I would. Oh God, not here on the pod. Not for episode 15.
And not before we switch to video. I don't. At least get it on video. Is this 15 or 16?
I hope it's 15.
Oh. Do you know what I just did?
Uh-uh.
I just accidentally clicked the ball in the middle. I just was like, two cunty bitches. Click. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh no. Yeah, this is episode 16.
Okay, cool.
You're correct.
Well, because I knew I didn't take notes and I just made up everything I said for episode 15.
I think I did the same thing.
Great.
For one, and so
Yeah.
now I was off one as well. Anyway, redo.
Yeah. Welcome to episode 16. We can count.
No, we can't.
No, well, I think we previously talked about not being able to count.
I'm Kalana.
Unless it's in numbers of 2 or 15.
Oh,
yeah.
we did talk
numerals
about that.
Yeah.
Well, and see, that's why this has to be the last
Yeah.
episode, because if we did one more, it would end on 17, and we just can't do
Oh, you're right. I have that all the way. The bottom of my notes say, "Is this the end of season 1?"
that. So yeah.
Okay, but
this
that
is
means
our
we
last
have
one.
to do, because we talked about doing a cutting room floor. We have to do cutting room floor,
Well,
and we
part
have to
one,
do the
part
pride.
two.
Oh,
Cutting
yeah,
room
but
floor,
it's gotta
part
yeah,
one,
it's gotta
part
be
two.
even. So,
Yeah, it'd be even.
anyways,
I'm not putting that pride shit on the air. I'm so sorry.
There's no telling. I don't
what
know
we
how.
said.
Well, that's the
There's
thing
no
is,
telling what it caught.
and you'd have to listen to 7 hours of audio.
I'm not listening to that.
Yeah,
Love y'all.
yeah,
You should have come to Pride.
yeah. That was the episode.
A lot of people, and I find comfort in this, a lot of people really loved our bantering back and forth.
That's good.
Even so much so that somebody turned to another person and was like, they should have a podcast. They're really good at this. And the girl looks
Yeah.
at her and goes, well, if I got news for you.
You want more of this? What's that Michelle says at the end of the? You want some gay shit?
You want some gay shit? Well, apparently this wonderful lady drives like 7 hours a week or something
Oh,
like
so
that.
we don't have enough content.
I was
for
like,
her.
well, you'll get through episode 1 in a week, or season 1 in a week.
Yeah, sorry.
We'll see you next year for season 2.
Blessed.
I don't want to name names because
Yeah.
I don't want to.
That is
And
so funny. No, well, and it's also like we did try to like balance. Like we wanted to have like fun little quippy moments,
Right.
but also
Keep the show moving.
well, yeah, we were there not to talk necessarily, but to like keep things moving. So like there were like
and there
supposed to
were
be
moments
performers.
where,
Yeah.
you wanted to hear us. You
Yeah.
like us. You really like us.
Oh, it did work out though, because we're so used to talking. It was so easy to
To
like
just keep
banter and film.
going.
They'd be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, somebody's running late, so we're just
Right.
gonna delay 5 minutes." We can
Or-
absolutely.
Or we were kind of a little early. And we were doing that on purpose, or at least I was, because I was trying to build in for the rain delay.
No, and it worked perfectly. I mean, we didn't have the rain delay when
We're
we normally do, but it was
professionals.
kind of crazy that there was a moment where like, hey, we're actually like 15, 20 minutes ahead of schedule.
Let's build in
slow
a DJ
down.
break.
Yeah, slow down a little bit. Yeah. Oh, anyways, welcome to episode 16. I'm Skittles.
Hi, I'm Colana.
I forgot to say my name. We were talking.
I mean, you just had a thought. You had to keep going.
Yeah. Y'all want some gay shit?
But we hosted our first Pride Fest.
It was so, honestly, it was one of the coolest things I've ever done. I had so much fun.
Couldn't stop talking about it because for the first time in 8 years, I got to actually watch Pride on the Plains.
And
Pride
this was
Fest.
the first, the very first Pride Fest, I went on at like 12:15. And so the rest of the
course.
day, Now, y'all have to remember, I'd only been doing drag for like 30 seconds during the very
Not
first
30
Pride Fest.
seconds.
Yeah, it was literally.
That's so
literally.
She's a baby.
Yeah. Oh, my ear just popped.
Now you're getting old.
Ew.
If your ears popping,
Well, they be doing that. I got allergies.
Sure you-
But no, it's a very like cool full circle moment. Shut up. Oh my God. It was a beautiful full circle moment to go from being one of the first or second performer of the day for the first Pride on the
Opening
Plains
up,
Fest.
honey.
Yeah, one of the here's some local girl kind of situation, and I looked busted. It was bad, and
We have pictures.
I thankfully not that many. But yeah, no, to go from doing the very first Pride on the Plains pageant, the very first Pride on the Plains festival to be, I mean, I haven't performed every year because there were like the first year that I opened the coffee shop, I was like, I need to focus all my energy on selling coffee.
Absolutely.
And then there was obviously last year, I was the ill-fated year that I was running a fever all day and didn't know it, and then went home and
Crashed.
thought I was dying. It was rough.
You know what I'm happy about though? That we chose to perform at the parade after party instead of the Pride after party.
That was really smart. Now, I will say that was really smart in the sense that we knew that we would be tired
Dead.
and would not be able to actually like get in real drag and perform
'Cause
Saturday
I
after
was
the
not
festival.
in real drag.
Yeah. I didn't even do my like regular like DJ like glitter like eye makeup. I literally just like smudged I hit the microphone.
Wow.
I literally just like smudged eyeliner around my eye, threw on some mascara, and then put some stars on my face.
I put some blush on, some highlighter, and a little bit of glitter on my lid.
Yeah.
Put some lips on and
No,
walked out the door.
I didn't even do lipstick. I think I put on some
I gotta
BB
put
cream
my
just to
lips
even
on,
my.
girl. I gotta put
Nope.
some lip.
Nothing.
I feel naked without some lips. I gotta have my lips. I look like Delta Work.
Oh. And normally when I DJ auto drag, I still put on like a little baby lashes because I want
Dainty.
just.
Well, I don't have any
want them to be-
lashes either.
That's
so
the thing.
I do the
Yeah.
same thing. I have a little wispy.
Yeah. Just a little something,
Just a little,
something.
give a little
Yeah.
something, make me feel
Yeah.
dainty.
Nope.
No, it was a fucking fabulous week. Like,
Yeah.
was I tired Sunday? Absolutely. But
Yeah.
it was worth it.
It was very. I was nice. This was a good. I don't know. I felt the most prepared for this Pride Week versus
think,
other Pride weeks.
My favorite thing ever was that everybody on the stage knew Skittles was getting an award except Skittles.
That was dark-sided.
Like earlier in the afternoon, Chris was like, when the awards come around, I need to make sure Skittles is on the stage.
Evil.
And I was like, I got you.
I
see where this is going.
evil, so evil.
So congratulations, Skittles, for winning
thanks.
the
Edie Windsor
Windsor
Award
Award.
because apparently I'm old enough
You
to
are an
achieve
activist.
lifetime achievement awards.
I don't think it's a lifetime achievement
They
award.
don't call it that, but they only give it to people that do really big shit.
I mean, you do really
This
big
is
shit.
the imposter syndrome talking.
You do
I'm just
really
saying
big
some of
shit.
the other
Bitch.
winners have done important things.
You do important things. Don't worry, I'm beating
I
her
will
up in the studio for
unplug-
you guys.
Unplug these microphones. No. It was an honor.
That's all the Scorpio
It
could
was
say.
an honor. I was not expecting it truly. I, in fact, was cracking jokes while they were doing the other
She
awards.
was.
They were talking
She
about
wasn't listening.
They were
Wasn't paying
talking
attention.
about the business because they give one out to a business every year, and they were like, this person always picks up the phone and answers every email, and I was like, well, it's not me. I famously don't answer my business emails quickly. Sometimes not at all.
It happens, honestly.
Well, listen.
Sometimes the no answer is an answer.
I think
so
more
if somebody
people
emails you
need
and
to
you
realize
don't
that.
reply, you've answered.
Yeah. But no, we should
Pride.
circle back. Pride was great. I enjoyed the festival very much. I enjoyed hosting. I did do too much performing on the main stage. I did a
Girl.
costume change and I
It was everything, though. I
rolled. It
lived.
was very fun. I had a great time.
As you should. And
it
then
was
she
good.
went and took 4 ibuprofen.
I literally, I remembered walking back and I looked you dead in the eyes and I was like, I have to get out of this costume. I'll
Yes.
be back as soon as possible.
Yes.
And I got in that golf cart and I said, please take me.
She did not stop.
Please take me.
It
And
was
while
like she walked and talked to that whole thing, she did not stop moving. She said, I will be back.
thank y'all so much. Have a great night. Get me the fuck out of here. Yeah. While he was
My
driving,
favorite thing, we were on stage. Skittles has not even performed yet. And I was like, I'm just walking around doing a number. I'm not even. And Skittles goes, I may be doing too much. And
Yeah.
I was like,
you didn't do any costume change, and you talked about not putting on your crown.
what do you mean? I wore 4
You
different
did wear 4
muumuus.
muumuus, but you didn't change for a performance
Hell
muumuu.
no.
Yeah. That's next year. I'm going to be wearing a performance muumuu. That's
Watch
might
it.
I might
Next
put on
year,
a belt.
Half of these fucking divas are going to be walking around in a muumuu at the Pride Fest. You're welcome.
Icon.
You're
Trend
welcome.
alert.
Trendsetter.
No, as I'm being driven back to the clubhouse,
You're
I am
throwing
peeling
the
off the gloves. I am like unhooking belts. Like I get into the dressing room and I'm like, Biscuit, come get this bra off me because it's choking me. It's too tight. It's always been too tight. I should have measured my neck and sent those measurements in when I had that costume made. And now I know anything with a neck piece, I need to be like, hey girl, I have a thin neck, but not that thin. I do, and this is funny because the costume is from, this is no shade, it's from Drag Stop. Baby, you know that most of us are men.
Right.
If I'm complaining about the neck being too thin, how are some of these how does Nina West feel? You know, how does
leave my sister
who's
alone?
on the current season look like Shrek after he took that potion?
Ginger Minge. Oh
No, Ginger's skinny now. Skinny.
not on the season. She's not.
She's skinnier, but
For
now
the
she's
PR,
skinniest.
she's
Yeah.
skinny.
Same with the mistress. Lost all the weight.
She
Who
walked
was it?
out
What is her
and
fucking
one
name?
of her little videos, and I was like, "Who is that?" And then it literally said Ginger Minge at the bottom. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Tina Burner. That's what I was talking about. Oh, speaking of Tina Burner, I wore that rainbow wig, and I walked up to we had the don't die. We had the parade after party at Avondale, and we had Utoya and Christina Leon.
Yes.
I walk up to greet Christina. I've never met this woman. Never. I'm being a professional. I'm like, hey, I'm Skittles. And she, first of all, she said, hi, I'm Snickers. That's what she said to me. And then,
I would have shit myself."
then she like looked back up and she was like, good morning, because she saw my rainbow wig.
Yes,
Hateful.
yes.
She said, oh, Tina Burner. I
She's
said,
gonna meme you right then and there.
yeah. This is after the last time I wore that wig. The children, the youngins, they called me Rainbow Dash from the My Little Pony.
If the shoe fits.
I got called Tina Burner at Pride Fest too by somebody else.
I love
Dark
the
sided.
children.
No, I got in that dressing room and I took the wig off and I said, Biscuit, you better take the bra piece, unzip all this, unhook that, blah, blah, blah. And then there was a moment where she was like trying to fiddle with like a belt piece. And I was like, okay, I don't want to alarm you. If I don't sit down and take these shoes off right now, I think I will collapse. So I need you to let go of the belt for a moment so I can take these shoes off. Yeah. It was...
That was so professional. Though.
I
don't mean to alarm you.
I was like,
but if
hey,
I don't sit down.
I want you to take the corset and the belt off. I need to take these shoes off or I will just fall. Yeah. Yeah. Actively, my knees and my ankles are
I get a
shaking.
message. All right, you have to finish hosting the show.
Yeah.
Skittles is in the floor.
And I took all that shit off and then threw on my, one of my other walk around costumes and I was like, I've got to go back. I've got to go back.
And back she
Yeah.
came. No, it was a fun little Pride Fest.
It was very fun. And it rained just at the very end.
It was perfect timing, the rain. It really was.
Yeah. What do you think of our headliners?
Sometimes it rains and like people leave.
Yes.
And then it's like
I did
nobody
see
for the
people kind of
headliners.
moving back a little bit. And then we were like, no, the rain's going to go away. We got the headliners are still going on. You need to stay.
And they were like, oh, okay. Now,
it really did
have
pass
to,
right on by us, though. It was like
we
maybe
did have
15
to
minutes of
issue a
sprinkling.
content warning for our headliners. And
A little
like,
late, but...
I didn't know it was going to be this, but explicit warning, I guess. Sorry.
It was great performances, though.
They did
but
fantastic.
This isn't any shade to the Rue Girls. I don't know what kind of information you get, and I know that y'all are so busy. I do love that basically Pride organizations put a gun to local performers' heads, and they're like, if you say the word damn, if you say the idea of the word
fuck.
damn, we will shoot you on the stage. You'll never perform again.
On site.
Yeah.
You're
They're like, you need
canceled.
to be fully covered. No skin at all. You should wear a mask.
And then
but the Rue Girls come out, ass and titties, just...
Lala Ree was hot.
Yeah.
She just had on like some fishnets. I was like, that's her ass.
Beautiful skin.
God.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
She was so sweet, too.
Megami was hilarious.
Oh, Megami was, honestly, that was such a great...
Because Megami showed up with a beard and like goatee, facial hair moment. And so Megami's outside trying to snap a picture with the facial hair on. I was like, oh, giving trade, huh? She was like, trying to get that good
Yeah.
grinder pick before I have to shave my face.
Yeah.
She goes, I never get to have facial hair, so I was just taking a picture real quick. But she
Gotta
was real
enjoy
down
it.
to earth. She was real
Yeah.
sweet. I enjoyed Makami.
Yeah.
I did.
Also, and this is part of my campaign to I have a list of things like we're bringing back fishnets, we're bringing back big hair. I'm tired of these flat human hair units. Paint. Fuck your face up. Baby, she was capital P painted.
Painted for the
It
gods.
was a mug. That was
Now,
drag.
If I
It was insane the
could
amount of
show
makeup she
up
had on.
and do just that,
Do 2 numbers and then leave.
full mug, absolutely.
Yeah.
No,
No, the problem is that we have to get there 30 minutes before the doors even open so
Right.
that we can fucking do a sound check.
Right. Speaking of rude girls
Yikes.
that I love, I went to Central Alabama Pride.
How was Central
the very
Alabama
next
Pride?
Weekend. It was fantastic. I stayed. Oh, I hated the hotel I stayed in because fucking church bells went off at 7:30, 8:30, and 10:30. Bitch, I'm trying
Why the
to sleep.
30s?
I don't know.
I didn't know we did things on the half hour.
It did.
Some bells,
It was
there's
like, and
a
it wasn't
ding.
like chiming the hour. This was like a symphony of
music.
bells, just like a cacophony of
It
different
was
bells,
on Sunday
just like
though, right?
ringing. Yes.
Do you think they announce their services?
Probably.
That's too much.
Fucking bitches.
Too much.
I was trying to sleep because
Yeah.
we, of course,
You
we're
can't
at Saturn
have
the night
church, but you
before
don't
for the
have to
parade
make all
after
that
party.
noise.
We didn't go to the parade.
Were you supposed to be in the parade?
Well, you see what had happened is I was gonna be in the parade if anybody else came with me to be in the parade, and I ended up being the only one.
Well,
So I was like, Aaron, do you want to go get dinner instead? So we
Love
went
that.
and had a little date night, which was great because we discovered a cute little bar in downtown Birmingham, right by the place that we were eating in. But we also ran into one of our older friends who I literally did not recognize until I looked, because she had transitioned. And I was
Yeah.
just like,
it
girl,
feels so familiar, but
you
also so
look
different.
fantastic. And it'd been like a year and a half, 2 years since I'd seen her.
Yeah.
So she must have,
Yeah.
boom, start. Anyway, she looked good, girl. I was like, the moans are moaning, honey. But anyway, looked great, fantastic. We had a few beverages, met some new friends because the bartenders they were all fabulous.
Yeah.
Easy to have
I
conversation
love a bar
with,
with good bartenders.
Bring
back being personable.
And it didn't feel like put on,
Yeah.
It felt like they were genuinely we were just chilling, having a conversation.
I'm going to
drinking
tell
some
you what that
cocktails.
means. That means that that's actually like a decent, well-run business.
And
Because as somebody who's fortunate enough that like all of my baristas actually enjoy being at work and they like drinking coffee, they like making coffee. That's what's happening.
Well, and it looked like there were like 4 or 5 bartenders behind the bar.
Yeah.
And then they had like booths with servers.
Yeah.
And so it was a
I
very
like
well
that
oiled
bars
machine.
are getting into this sort of hybrid
Booth thing?
model
Yes.
of the
Like sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the table service.
yeah.
I like the
yeah.
table service. Or having
Cap was
dedicated
great.
bartenders to do the
I heard the parade was fantastic. They did get rained on,
Yeah.
which was
I heard about
a
that.
reason I did not go because I did
Yeah.
not want to get rained on.
It's always next year.
So we just went to dinner and went to the parade after party, which was fun. The entertainers were great. Aja was fantastic.
Yeah.
India Fair was
It was
great.
at Saturn, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I saw some of
love
India's outfits
Saturn.
because she did a little
little
weekend
black
recap.
Black bodysuit.
I don't remember
number
I,
she
I
had?
like the sort
I
of
needed
Versace harnessy orange thing she wore at the festival on Sunday. That was and with the wet hair look.
That
Love
was
a
hot.
wet hair look.
That was hot. Yeah. No tea, no shade to the organizers of CAP, but with the schedule mix up and miscommunication, Darien Lake ended up being at Pride Fest at like 3:00 in the afternoon,
Yeah.
in full drag, ready to go.
Oh,
When she really didn't need to be there till like 5:30,
bless it.
and it wasn't really her fault. It wasn't their fault. It was just a really
Yeah.
mix up in communication. Like you said, the information they get sent from their manager,
Yeah.
like
You don't
how
know
is
what
that
it
relayed?
is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she's there 3:00 in the afternoon, full high whore drag, ready to go, honey.
Bless it.
And Cap doesn't have the house with the air conditioner
Yeah.
like Pride on the Plains does. So bless her heart, she's sitting back there under a tent. She has taken her wig off.
Yeah.
She has taken her outfit off. She is sitting there in front of that fan, just
Yeah.
having it. Most professional person I've ever seen in my life. Oh, the wings are almost here. We always do wings.
I
now.
didn't know that there was going to be wings, and I'm so
Surprise.
excited now.
But she was so funny because you know that rainbow jumpsuit that I wore for my presentation for Pride on the Plains?
Yes.
She had that same outfit
Oh.
on.
Love.
The same one.
Love.
I said, girl, you should have told me you were wearing that. We could have been twins. And she goes, joke's on you. I stole it from your suitcase, but I had to take it in before I could wear it. Best read I've ever had in my entire life.
That's so
She
good.
goes, you know those football shoulders you got?
Oh, wild.
It was bantering back and forth for a minute. It was great. And I was like, girl, I'm going to get some tacos. I'll be back. And so I went to the VIP booth, got me some tacos, and then came back to get ready to perform. And then there was a rain delay.
Love a rain delay.
As it does. So Darian Lake and I are sitting under those tents during the rain delay, just talking the shit.
Yeah.
Just like we're old friends that haven't seen each other in 15 years and just catching up.
When is it my turn? When is it my turn?
And of what I really
Because
loved,
Worm got to talk to Megami for like an hour. They talked about video games, all sorts
love
of
that.
Yeah, just like
and see, I think what she loved is I didn't bring up a single thing of Drag Race.
they don't want to talk about.
I
Drag
didn't
Race.
talk about
when
Drag
I
Race
talked to
at all.
When Tatiana did the back to school bash
Yes,
years ago.
love
I mean,
Tatiana.
I was like, how are you liking like the touring and the I was like, because that's like a crazy schedule. So we talked about like her travel, like the tour life kind of situation. But then we also like just talked about like just stuff like she asked me about the coffee shop. Like we talked about
love that.
like how I ended up doing that or whatever. She talked about like the local scene. Also, Tatiana did when she got dropped off there, she came into our like the poor people dressing room. Not
poor
her,
people dressing
not
room.
her dressing room. And she came and individually she greeted all of us and asked what music we were performing. It was wild.
That's
I
great.
had never had an experience like that with any of the yeah, that was great.
We
It's
love
just so
we
fun.
love it when they're personable.
I want to hang out.
Well, and
And I
thing
know some
loved,
of them want to hang out because sometimes it's like put in their
They're
writer that they
alone,
want their own room or
you
whatever.
know?
But they spend a lot of time
traveling
they're
alone. They're in a
in
hotel
a car,
room alone.
in a hotel room, on a plane, whatever. They may have an assistant. A lot of them don't.
No.
You know? So they're
that's
traveling
extra money.
alone. So sometimes you just want to, and especially if you've been doing this a while, it's like sometimes you just want to like be like a local girl. Be
Right.
in the room, hanging out. It also like sucks that a lot of venues, like you don't get ready at the venue anymore. And I know that's like
Bring back getting ready at the venue.
well, none of the
which
venues.
you can't anymore
Yeah.
because it's not a real gay bar.
No,
Sans,
nobody has
Sans
a real
Al's on
dressing
7th or
room.
Bebop's. You can get ready at Al's on 7th and Bebop's.
If-
they have a real dressing room.
No offense to Al's. My makeup would not stick on my face. It's so warm in there. Maybe if I got there, like, because it takes me, I will say, I'm getting faster. I did my Pride mug in like 45 minutes, maybe an hour.
Hell yeah.
And I did Vomit Vision. I did my Vomit Vision. I was trying to remember. There's
What
so
show
many
was that?
fucking, yeah.
Yeah, we just
you know, because it was what,
planned-
4 days of drag in a row
We
for
just
Pride
planned to
for me?
drag through October for us here
Yeah.
in Auburn.
Like the end of
like
October.
everything.
Yeah. Happy Halloween. We've already planned it.
We've already gotten there.
Please show up.
Go ahead and mark that on your calendars, bitches.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Anyways, yeah, you can see us every Friday/Saturday for the next 3 months.
I think my favorite thing with Darian Lake was she was talking about how, girl, you used to show up to the gig with 3 or 4 cassette tapes in your hand and give it to the DJ. She goes, I remember having to make a mixtape with a cassette, and like you would record a little bit of the song and then you'd have to wind it back just a little bit and then start the new song and let it crossfade just a little bit and keep going.
That's
Wild.
crazy.
Wild.
Absolutely crazy.
So having that conversation with Darian Lake, like sticking up here forever. Fantastic. I loved it. Just talking about
now
the old
everybody's
gigs.
got an illegal copy of fucking Audacity.
And she
they're
goes, you'd go to do your number and the wrong song would play and you just yell from the back, flip the tape.
yeah, wild.
I said, and now you emailed your music to the DJ today.
Yeah, there's no USBs.
No.
And that,
I mean, they could have taken a USB.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you don't really, we don't do that at our shows. You email
No,
it.
well, my deck can't have a USB. It's because it's a mini deck. Now, when I get my,
Big deck.
again,
Big deck.
B&H Photo, if you want to sponsor this. Also, it's not on my save for later, it's on my wish list. If you want to dig in those wish lists, I do have my next deck picked out. So after you're done cash apping me $2,000 for the coffee shop to get lights and speaker. Oh, just speakers. Sorry, I didn't put lights in the cart. So I do need that 3,000 Colana mentioned. I need
3,000
another $1,000 for my
lights.
deck.
Yeah. So just send 5,000 and that should cover
Honestly,
it.
because if you send 5,000, I can get the fog machine I want.
Oh, see, that's perfect.
and maybe
so
like a
$5,000.
disco ball.
Yeah, let's do
I
5.
want a disco ball so fucking bad.
I have
in
a
that coffee
disco
shop.
ball in a cart ready to
Well,
buy
I need
for you.
and it's actually not
I
that
have it
it's
all.
not that expensive. Like you
have it
can get
all.
a kit for
I
like
have
maybe
2
$200
lights for it too.
Yeah. Like
Anyway.
$200 because I want. Yeah, I don't want.
I think this one's like $450 for
I
the
don't
whole
want
set.
no little
like
bitty.
the motor.
How big is the ball though?
I think it was like. It was giant.
I need
Like because I measured it.
16 plus inches.
No.
I don't want no 8-inch disco ball in the
No,
cafe.
baby.
I want a 16-inch.
I think it was like 60 inches.
Baby, we do have 14-foot ceilings. That's wild. Okay. That's why it's. You know what makes
I think
it
it was
expensive?
like 40 to 60 inches.
It's the disco balls are what makes it
because
expensive.
it's all glass.
Yeah. And somebody has to like put the fucking. I don't know
Let's
if
just
a
make one
machine
ourselves.
can do. Girl.
Let's
Actually,
just craft it.
It'd be kind of
DIY.
cunt if
Would that
it
not
was
be
like
cunt?
like a coffee cup shape.
Shut the.
So if
We
you know
could
how to
do
make
this.
disco balls,
We could do this
that'd be kind of cunt. The lights aren't expensive, and you can get the motor without the ball.
because all you really need. We could
It
create.
just needs a big. Who knows how to shave down some foam?
me, theater kids.
Alright.
Come on.
Yeah,
Building
a
a
lot
prop.
more sets are foam and cardboard
It
than you
is.
think. Those walls are not load bearing. Do
No,
not
baby.
lean. Don't breathe too hard.
Don't even touch it.
Yeah, cardboard.
You will go through
cardboard in like a 1x2, not a 1x4, 1x2.
it. That baby is
yeah.
skinny. We got to move it on and off. It can't
yeah,
be heavy.
yeah. Oh, that's the thing. It's on wheels, and some of those wheels might not be locking.
Those
Budget.
casters.
Yeah.
Yes, honey.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Also, here's some tea. Things that say they have locking wheels. If you lean against it hard enough, it'll still fucking move, bitch.
Or the whole damn thing will break off completely,
Yeah.
which happened during
Or
Rent.
fall over.
That couch had 2 casters on it,
Yeah.
one on each side. By the end of the show, it only had 1 caster
Yep.
on the back. The front one broke off.
Love it.
Welcome to live theater.
That's showbiz.
Any other Pride recaps?
I'm trying to
Loves, must-haves.
I don't think so. I mean, we've already talked. Loved hosting. The parade was cute. It was short, but it was cute. I did enjoy this. Our fresh faces on Thursday for Pride Week.
That was
cute. Really great. So many people showed up. It was so fun. Trying to think. Both after parties were great. I was so tired at both after parties, but it was like such a good turnout. Honestly, I was scared that people weren't going to come to the festival after party on Saturday.
Baby, they showed up.
It was
They were
honestly
ready.
like just as lit, if not more lit, than the Friday.
It was more lit than
Yeah.
Friday, I believe.
It was great.
My favorite thing was Sunday at the pool when Connor cooked those fucking pork chops that were goddamn
I
delicious.
didn't get a pork chop. He did bring me a steak. I'm
Oh,
not complaining because he brought
God.
me a steak. And I did specifically, I was sitting on the patio with a drink and I was like, I can't wait for my husband to show up with a plate of meat for me to eat.
And he did.
And like 5 minutes later, he came out the door with 2 plates in his hand. Sure enough, I had a burger and he put cheese on the burger for me and he brought me a steak. Delicious. No sides, just meat. That's what I wanted. Just meat.
Those pork chops
Yeah.
were cooked to perfection and
love a pork
seasoned
chop.
to perfection. It was
Yeah, I
so
literally
good.
was like, just get
So good.
some pork chops. If you want to get these, there's some cheesesteaks or whatever. I was like, get these, whatever. I was like, they got seasonings over there.
We got a whole 3-tiered spice cabinet, honey. Come on over.
I was like, they'll have something you like. Just go, yeah.
Dig in the. I said,
Yeah.
my spice cabinet, your spice cabinet.
And I
Just
said, we don't
dig.
have to make a side because you're bringing the meat. Like,
Right.
if they don't bring a side, what's potluck means bring something.
Right.
So
I think there was some
Yeah.
sides, so it's fine. It don't work.
doesn't
There
matter.
were
I just
lots
say-
of bags
well, I
of
did-
chips, at least.
I did eat some of those. I ate
Chips and
my meat.
dips.
I ate
I
my.
love it when Buttons brings the dip. Ugh.
Yeah.
It's so simple, just sour
Well, in the
cream
other,
in the packet,
our
but it's
other
still
pool
good.
party we did after graduation weekend, they brought their the Crunchwrap at large.
That was
Yeah.
good too. That
That was
Crunchwrap
good.
at large was good.
Love that.
But Pride weekend, you know what I love though? I love that we kind of got our Pride Fest done at the beginning of the month.
Yeah.
And now the end of Pride month, we can kind of just chill.
It was kind of weird, a little almost anticlimactic in a sense that there are some. Now, I'm not saying that Pride on the Plains should plan a whole month worth of events because I am tired. After
Right,
1 week,
right,
I'm tired.
Right.
But
I think they do have a bingo at the end of the month, so look
Yeah.
out for that.
and maybe we'll have a Misfits show.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. By the
Maybe.
time this comes out, this
It
comes
might
out
be
Friday.
Yeah, it won't be finalized by Friday.
Probably not. Maybe.
Stay tuned.
Yeah. And if not, again, we've already planned 3 months worth of shows, so there will be
You
something
got
in
some
your
drag
future.
to come watch, honey.
Girl.
I live.
Yeah.
I live. Let's knock out our social media part real quick,
Yeah,
and then we'll take a break.
absolutely. What
and go eat our
nonsense do you
wings.
have to show me? Should
It's
I-
really just. Did I not save it? Or maybe it got deleted.
Oh.
You know, sometimes people post shit in the What's Happening Auburn Opelika group, and then I'll save it so I can talk about it on the podcast, and then I can't because
Sometimes
they delete that shit.
Sometimes
And I'm like,
stuff
I was
gets-
going to talk about you.
Sometimes stuff gets taken down so fast. I see the post on my feed and I click to
It's
read
gone.
the comments
Uh-huh.
and it's like, oh, error. And I was
Uh-huh.
like, no, I wanted
No,
the
I
tea.
wanted the tea.
Yeah.
I wanted the tea.
I was like, you must have pissed somebody off for this to be taken down 12 minutes after you posted it.
I don't, it's not there. Oh, that's unfortunate. And I can't remember what it is. Oh, well. The other social media thing that I have, which I do have in my notes, which I think is hilarious. The TikTok trend that's going around that's like, I'm bored. And then it's like, tell me something, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, fill in the blank.
Oh, give me your like most unhinged, whatever.
Unhinged.
Yeah.
Well, this one was, I'm bored. What are the baby names that you hate? And I don't mean
Oh.
you wouldn't choose that for your kid. I mean, you want to throat punch the parents when you hear this name.
All right.
And if you have some, you can think.
Lord.
But the ones from the comments that I like that I wrote down, anything that's Aiden, Caden, Jaden,
Yeah.
Okaden, nothing. We don't need any of that.
Yeah. The same with if you want like a girl's name, any like McKinley.
That's literally
Yup,
the next
yup,
one. Literally
yeah.
the next one. Anything
Stop
with
adding extra letters.
And why are you spelling it like that?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong
You're
with
just signing
you?
up for your kid not to know how to spell their name for the first several
It's
years.
terrible. It's terrible. Any name with an unnecessary X in it or IE at the end of it.
Okay.
They did not give examples, but I would
I
have
would
to
like some
agree.
examples.
You would like some examples?
I would like some examples.
You know the IE at the end where they put the heart over the I? You know.
Mm.
I saw that face. And then somebody said Riker, like the prison island?
Okay, but here's the T: is a lot of stuff like that is named after somebody. So
It
why
is.
is
So
Riker?
somebody's
Why is
name.
it called that?
That's
who
probably
was-
somebody's last
Who's
name.
Mr. Riker?
Riker.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That is
Um,
a choice to name your kid after.
A
This
prison?
is hey. Here's some advice from
Name your
somebody
kid
who's
after
never
a
going to have a
prison?
kid. You should Google your kid's name.
That's a
Also,
smart idea.
You need to think about their first name in connection with your last name
Ooh.
and make sure it's not some sort of weird pun. Make
Look
sure
at the
it kinda
initials.
works.
What do the initials
Yes.
spell out?
Think just a little bit. They are going to be stuck
Just
with
take
it.
a moment.
And I'm going to tell you what, kids are little shits. And if you pick a name that can in any way be turned into a pun or a shitty nickname, kids are going to do it.
Like Penrod.
Yeah,
Why are you naming your kid Penrod?
that's wild.
Somebody said Clint. It's a recipe for disaster. So I feel
Yeah.
like there's some trauma there with somebody named Clint.
Yeah.
But the Clint I know is a very sweet man. So
I don't know any Clints.
I know
There's
one Clint.
There's a Clint character in Stardew Valley, and he is not liked
Oh.
from the fan base.
Well, the Clint I know
Yeah.
is a wonderful human being.
Do you have? This is not baby name related. Do you have any names? Do you have any names that you just don't trust? Like names that just feel like I don't have good experiences with anybody with this name.
I can see her in my head.
Jessica's.
Oh.
There's something about a
Listen.
Jessica.
Oh, shit. See, I'm glad you did not open the White Claw.
Things are flying.
See, I have a... Oh, I'm going to have to cut this out.
She said, "I will." You specifically,
Oh, I'll have to cut
Jessica.
this out. I'll have to cut all this out.
Oh, do you have names that can only be spelled one way? You don't like it when it's spelled the other way? Like Ashley with 2 E's?
Why
Get
would you
out.
do that?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Ugh. Even worse is Ashley spelled like hang on. I don't like it so much that my brain's like, ugh, like, like nay.
ASHLEIGH.
yeah. Why? This is really my sister's name is Ashley EY, the correct spelling.
The correct way.
Yeah. So
Somebody
I'm,
said-
I'm a Ashley defender if you spell it the correct way.
Somebody said Grayson.
That's gray area.
What do you have
Grayson is
against
kind of
Grayson?
that's one of those like kind of fuckboy names like Chad,
Uh-huh.
Grayson.
I
Yeah.
can see Grayson as a fuckboy
Yeah.
name, yes. Somebody said anything with Oak. Oakley. Why,
People name
why are
their
you-
kids Oakland?
Yes.
I've heard like Oakland is a place, right? But
Oakland is a place. I'm
but
sure
people
people
name
still
their kids after places.
Yes. Mercedes.
Oh, have you seen the people being like, "Why are you naming your kid Mercedes when they can't even afford a Corolla?" Like, don't name your kids
Oh.
Paris if they're.
The last one, and I put it on here just to see if she listens to the podcast, but
Oh,
she
Lord.
probably does it. The comment says, and I'm putting quotations, the answer is always Nevea.
Oh, you're inciting violence. Inciting
I'm
violence.
stirring the pot. Yeah, those are the only names I had on my list.
I'm trying to think of other names I just don't like.
I'm glad you probably won't be able to hear the rain outside, which is a good thing.
No, I think it stopped.
It got insulated.
It was
in
gonna
here, too.
stop. It was set to stop about when we started recording.
Well, I
so.
guess we can take a little break and then we'll come back with some hot takes and some work it or tuck it's
Absolutely.
to close out episode 16.
Was that thunder or is that a car starting?
Maybe both?
It ran a little long. That sounds like music or a car. No thunder. We're good.
It'll be all right.
Anyways, see you in a moment.
Jokes on us. Aaron's watching Defying
I-
Gravity in the living room with
And it
the
was-
7.1 Dolbys.
Yeah. So many Dolbys. All the Dolbys. We'll see you in 7.1 Dolbys.
Tired of boring design that makes you wanna vomit? Then you need Creative Vomit Studio, your one-stop shop for eye-popping design that'll make your brand shine. Need a killer logo? A website graphic that slays? Headshots that scream professional? Creative Vomit has you covered. And hey seniors, don't forget those all-important senior portraits. Let Ian capture your uniqueness. Visit creativevomit.studio to schedule your consultation and unleash your creative genius. Creative Vomit Studio, design that's anything but bland. Welcome back from our break.
Yeah. I ate some wings. Ate some french fries.
Now we're full fat and happy.
Watched some white people talk about their river cruise.
That was an interesting video Aaron had playing on the living room TV.
I feel like every YouTube video Aaron watches is a choice.
When we go back in there, we're just gonna scroll through the home so you can see
I mean,
the curated
Yeah.
content YouTube wants to play for
what
him.
is his name's like Giannis or Ennis?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
the guy
yeah.
that does the like.
the mansion tours?
Yeah.
He's always up there, honey.
I haven't watched him in a while. I don't know. It makes me upset looking at homes that got like
That I'll never be able to afford.
pop out doors that look like walls
The
and
whole
10-car
goddamn-
garages. Everything's underground.
The corner of the house just tucks back into the
Yeah.
house and it just opens up. I'm
Yeah.
like, how much did that
Yeah.
cost you? Just that feature.
Because I get upset just looking at houses on Zillow in my town because they're
Not worth that much,
they're-
first of all.
No, they're not. But like the fact that y'all are out here trying to sell a 3-bedroom house built in the 70s for $500,000,
Well, because the new builds are 1.2 million.
and they all
And
look
they're
the
on
same.
a quarter, not even a quarter acre of a lot. Like the lot is just big enough for the house and the driveway.
If you want to call it a driveway, you mean the 10 feet of concrete
Right,
between
right,
the road
right.
and
You're right.
their garage.
Those, what's that road by your coffee shop?
Oh, the dollhouses?
Sanford?
The dollhouses
The
on
ones
Sanford?
that are, like,
well, they're
built-
building
Those townhouses that are built on
the road.
fucking road.
Yeah, I think they're trying to be like French Quarter style
That's
because
dumb.
they have those little balconies.
That's dumb.
I haven't seen the.
You can jump out of the balcony and hang on to the fucking power lines that are right
You're
there.
gonna have to cut that because some kid will do that. We cannot be held liable for the stupid shit that your
Do
college
not
kid does.
Jump off a balcony and hang on to a power line. You will die. Thank you. I didn't know how to tell you that.
Don't know if
but
they're teaching that in schools anymore. So
they're not teaching a lot. Anyway,
Oh
God
Lord.
bless it.
Well, we talked about Pride Fest.
We
talked
did.
about social media. So
little
I guess
bit.
now we're gonna do some hot takes.
Oh, what inspired our hot takes this week, Skittles?
Well, this is just something that I complain about all the time.
We complain about this all the time, but
but specifically, I noticed, and I know you noticed because I saw you in the comments on some
I
of
was
these
in the
TikToks.
comments, girl.
There were some people complaining about some of the headliners at Pride festivals, specifically Central Alabama Pride. People were complaining about Deja Sky.
Yes.
And about that she wasn't wearing padding.
She didn't have body on.
Yeah.
She wasn't giving.
So we're going to do some hot takes on stale views and opinions about drag.
Some of those.
2025, y'all.
And y'all are still living in 1985 with some of these drag standards.
Honestly.
I'm gonna need you to bring it up to the 21st century. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, drag can still be glamorous. Drag can still have rhinestones. We can still do gowns, suits, tuxes,
None of that
everything.
stuff went away.
But it's not like we're taking away from that to add to also the evolution of drag, where, especially here in Auburn, Skittles has created very much so a punk scene, I would say. Alternative styles of drag are very much accepted here. They're not accepted everywhere.
And it's getting a little bit better.
But
We've
it is
got
getting
shows like
better.
Dragula, which, by the way, is in its like 8th season. So like
Good
this
for
isn't
them.
new.
Right,
Like,
right. This is not.
yeah. Also, y'all really just don't pay attention because like Divine,
Honey.
RuPaul was doing gender fuck drag before they came up with RuPaul the Glamazon.
Absolutely.
The most profitable version of RuPaul is the current iteration, the Glamazon. But like,
The ones before were
Yeah.
really punk and really grunge, honey.
yeah. RuPaul used to just be harassing people on the streets.
Those videos on YouTube are my
Crazy.
favorite ever. I think one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to these gatekeepings of drag
Yeah.
is the idea that you have to wear nails everywhere.
Yeah.
You have to have like padding everywhere. You
Yeah.
have to do X, Y, and Z. Why?
Yeah.
Says who? I still look like a woman without nails on.
Yeah. Does every woman wear nails? No.
Period. That part.
Bodies come in all shapes and sizes.
That's kind of why I like when Bitch Puddin was like, I'm not Bitch Puddin. Why did her name just leave my brain?
I can't help you. I don't know. Who
She's
you're
in
talking
Texas right now. Eva Destruction.
about. Oh,
When Eva Destruction was like, I'm not shaving anymore. Fuck it. Some
Yeah.
women are hairy.
yeah.
Fuck it. You know?
It's just
Those outdated, and it really shows the misogyny that's within
Yes.
drag a little bit.
well,
Like,
because a lot of people still think drag is exclusively female illusion.
impersonation, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but drag has moved beyond that years ago.
And even when we were going back to the illusion days, like it
Mhm.
was still they were still other kinds of drag.
Right.
There's always been like drag
Alternative
has
drag.
always been like a sort of like creature of the night situation.
part,
So there's
very
always
much
been
so.
like weird different, drag and like burlesque and like just like the like cabaret shows.
Mhm.
Like
Mm-hmm. And just the idea that in and of itself, that kings aren't real drag when they provide just as much, if not more, to entertainment than I
Yeah.
see some queens bring to the table.
oh yeah.
Like, anyway, I won't do that.
That's a whole
That's a whole nother podcast. But just people a lot of times they really do forget about kings, and they do. One thing that really pisses me off is that when people won't book some of our entertainers because they're AFAB drag queens.
Yup. Yeah.
Like, who cares if they're an AFAB drag queen? They're still
Yeah.
out there doing 10 times better than you are. So
Yeah, it is unfortunately still pretty bad here in Alabama that if you are not doing like female illusion drag, it is much harder for you to get booked. If you are doing non-binary drag, if you're
Right.
doing character drag, if you're doing king drag, if you're doing creature drag.
I think the thing that just makes me mad is they see like Tokyo or Buttons just absolutely killing it. And then one of
Yeah.
the first questions out of their mouth, is that a real girl?
Yeah.
What does it matter? Why
It's
do
like,
you care?
first of all, that's a clown. Pay attention. Like, that's the
Hello.
whole point. Yeah.
And then I guess in the same vein, we were talking about this in the group chat the other day. All those straight boys at Avondale's is like, do you have a penis?
Yeah.
Where's your
Oh,
penis?
yeah.
Girl.
Do you want me to? What do you want me to have?
I know you
Yeah.
want me to have a penis. That's why you're
Yeah.
asking.
So
but
stupid.
I'm gonna need about $500 before you can see it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, it's really funny because like Tokyo and Buttons are wearing the same amount of makeup I'm wearing.
Yes, honey.
You know what I mean?
Tokyo's wearing more makeup than I'm wearing. I can admit it.
Yeah.
I can
Buttons
admit
is
it.
wearing sometimes the most makeup.
Of
The
anybody.
white is not easy, y'all. That's
No,
harsh on
it's
the
a
skin.
lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's
It
a
is a
lot.
lot. It is a lot. Let me ask you your thoughts on quote unquote paying your dues at the club first. How do you feel about that terminology?
As in, like, you got to show up in drag and just watch the show over and over, and like you don't even get to. Because there used to be like you literally did just have to like show up in full like. I was gonna say full geesh. Honestly, we should stop saying that. But
Full glam.
yeah. But like you're fully done up in drag and
Full high whore drag.
and there's nothing wrong with going to a show in full drag. In
you
fact,
should go to
I
a show in
think
full
some
drag.
people need to start doing that again because some people are
Bring
a little
it back.
they're a little too comfortable being like, oh, well, I only get in drag when there's money involved. And it's like, well, baby, this is an art form.
Right.
Now, listen, I am a business. I do have to make money, but I can still enjoy the art of drag
Period.
and I can still get dressed up to go to a show.
Period.
And when I travel to go see shows in Atlanta or Birmingham, I usually go in drag.
I always go in drag.
Yeah.
Marketing.
First of all, well, not only marketing, but like rule number one is of drag is to get attention. And so,
Oh, absolutely. Well, and then also,
because have you ever gone to something out of drag and then been like, you get this like weird fucked up FOMO. You're like, well, people would like me more if I had just gotten in drag.
some of my favorite things is I'll go to stuff in Birmingham out of drag and nobody knows who I am, and it is fantastic.
There are people that talk to me
Fantastic.
at shows that I'm a producer of, but I am not in drag at that event. There are the first and second Fresh Faces. I worked the bar. I didn't host the show. And there were people that treated me weirdly at the first Fresh Faces.
Because they didn't know you were Skittles.
Yeah. And I just thought that was very funny because it's like,
Let's unpack that. No, never mind.
Yeah.
We'll
I just
do
thought
that
it was-
another episode.
yeah, I thought it was really funny that people were like treating me kind of weird. Like, one, you shouldn't treat anybody weird. And even if you don't know who I am, like, I'm still like a person who, in your eyes, works at the venue. And you should always be nice to the venue staff. First of all, that's how you get treated great, is if you treat
Right.
them great, they'll treat you great. Then you can like cut in line. They'll make sure you're okay. They'll get you drinks, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Absolutely.
You know,
You gotta
always-
make friends.
Always treat the staff of a venue well.
The
But
paying
there
your
were
dues-
people that were weird to me, and I was like, "Baby girl, like,
This is my
I'm-
bar.
yeah, and my show. Like, I am one of the co-organizers of this show. Do you want to come back?"
the old school mentality of me thinking about you need to pay your dues in the club first, like showing up and doing those open stage events. So
Well, and now people, they want you to pay your dues, but also like nobody wants to host real open stages anymore.
that part.
How are you supposed to cut your teeth if you don't give them a stage?
That's where I was going. Get out of my head. Because
I have always been a big proponent of open stages. As somebody who got their start
that's how I
doing
got started.
open stages,
Yep.
and those little like lip sync competitions, and even when we did like the Royal Drag Race.
Right.
I mean, we have Pass the Crown coming up on the 21st.
Which is a good way.
I did.
Also, don't
I
be
did
afraid.
pass the crown the last time we did it, pre-pandemic, and I
Yes.
did not win the end of
It
the
was
competition. I
rigged.
won.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I don't remember
Who
who won
won?
Pass the. Oh,
We do this every
that
time.
cosplay
We do
drag
this
person.
every time.
There was
Who
somebody who
won?
did cosplay drag. They won, and then they like moved to Massachusetts.
Good for them.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
But the reason I was like talking about paying your dues, I feel like paying your dues could be done a different way nowadays.
Yeah.
Because like I see all the time performers like Polly
Yeah.
and what's that Burger King girl's name? I'm sorry, darling. I can't ever remember your name.
Burger King. Girl.
The one that filmed that TikTok in Burger King.
It was a Wendy's.
I keep
It was a Wendy's. and
I
it
do
was-
that every time I say it's a Burger King
It
and
was-
it's not even a Burger King. It was a Wendy's.
It was fusion.
But fusion.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about entertainers like
Yeah.
that who they have it.
Yeah.
And you can see that they have it. So like
And what
I don't really need them to pay their dues. I can book them now.
we need to, that's what it is the directors also don't pluck talent anymore. They book their friends.
Oh, preach it.
Yeah.
Preach
And now
it.
listen, all of the Misfits are my friends, but also when
We rotate through people.
Yes, and also when you sat down and decided that you wanted to start your own like drag shows in Auburn
Right.
after the pandemic was trying to, after we were allowed to leave our
The
bedrooms
Pangea.
again. When you came up with the idea for the Misfits, your goal was to create like I'm going to take these people that I think are good, and I'm going to, I think of everybody that was in the original Misfits cast, only like you and Dakota had come out of
Yep.
another permanent cast position. Everyone else was people that had been doing open stages, or like I was hosting the
Pre-shows.
quote unquote king show that turned into the early show because
Right.
there were no kings.
Right.
And I'd only been doing that for a couple months.
I just feel like paying your dues looks different nowadays.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's more about being just like an active participant and less about like, oh, you need to do so many blah blah, or like the people that only book
Right.
people if they have like
Right.
some sort of like title.
And
or,
don't be afraid to, especially, the entertainers around here aren't afraid, and I love it. Don't be afraid to ask to hotspot at a show.
Absolutely.
Like, we'll
Now-
throw you in at the end.
Don't ask maybe the day of or night of.
Give us
'cause
a couple days
Somebody else has
notice.
probably already
Yeah.
asked. But like,
If you see a show come out and you're like, oh my God, I would love to perform in that show, just
Yeah.
send us a message and be like, can I hotspot for this show?
Yeah.
Answer's probably going to
Yeah.
be yes, unless somebody beat you to it.
I also hate that it's funny that it used to be like, oh, you need to have like titles, or you need to have like a good, like a popular
pageant.
like family
Mhm.
name or whatever.
Right.
And now it's all social media.
It
And I've
is.
never had either. So it's just like, well, what am I like
Never.
what am I
You're never
supposed to
getting
do?
booked.
You know what I mean? Like and I'm not saying I should be in more shows or
Right.
that I, am for every show, but like I famously don't really work outside of Auburn, and that is now because I own a business. I'm a little too busy to regularly travel. But when I could travel, I certainly was not being asked to do shows
Right,
because
right.
I didn't
and
have
I
a name.
think, like, as much fun as it is to travel, we just do so much here. Like,
that is the thing, is that I am
there's drag
quite
every
busy.
weekend here somewhere at
Yeah.
Avondale's, at Coffee Mafia.
yeah.
Who knows? Just so much going on.
Yeah. I'm certainly busy.
But,
Certainly
yeah.
busy.
I just think paying your dues looks a little different, and I hope other show directors are seeing that
Absolutely.
and not trying to go back to the old days of, oh well, I haven't seen you out at the bar ever. Who are you?
Yeah.
You know, why should I book you?
Yeah.
When I saw that bitch in that Wendy's doing that video,
Yeah.
I pissed myself laughing. It was so goddamn
It's good.
funny.
You're doing something different. You're doing something unique.
And that's what people like. People like authentic. They like uniqueness. That's why that Vomit Vision show, that was one of the best drag shows I've ever been to in my goddamn life.
I love so much that
Every-
people are responding to Vomit
Every
Vision.
single number was a concept, and it was well thought out, and it was different.
and
like
entertaining.
and it was entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't bored when I was watching any of it.
Yeah.
And fucking Buttons making out with that cardboard cutout. So goddamn stupid. So goddamn stupid.
And I don't always listen to their music beforehand or know what the concepts are either. So it's often I'm
You're
getting
surprised
to see
as well.
I'm seeing the tomfoolery. Oh, and I mean I told them because somebody asked in the chat like the week of, they were like, "What's everyone doing?" And I was like, "Well, I'm doing my Taco Bell burlesque number because I was asked to bring it back."
Yeah.
So they already knew that was happening. Now the audience hasn't seen that version because I haven't done that version since the Nick.
Because we updated.
Yeah, it's different. It's got reveals now.
workshopped.
Yeah, and it's the next version is going to be even dumber.
I
But
need you to bring a Nacho Bel Grande into the mix.
oh, it's what a number. But I did that other number where I drank out of several perfume bottles, and I was like, oh yeah, and I'm gonna drink some perfume. And Marijuana was like, you're gonna do what? And I was like, it's water. I'm not drinking perfume, but like that's the bit.
But
like,
could you imagine if it
yeah.
was tequila? Ooh.
I thought about it.
I know
And
you
then
did.
I
I
was
know
li-
you
I
did.
was like,
but then you did it 3 times. That would have been
well,
3 shots back to back
I
to
also
back.
knew they're really small bottles too, but like
Well, yeah.
I knew I was going to be spraying it
Spritzing.
on me and potentially other people.
And
And
yeah, that's
some
true.
materials are damaging because I was like, oh, maybe I could do like a juice or whatever. I was like, well, I don't want that. I don't want something like sticky
Yeah.
or acidic like on my
Water was the
clothes.
go-to.
Yeah, I was like, water is
was the
safe.
go-to.
So, yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
was weird. Anyways, I wrote some sort of things down. Let me try and collect my thoughts.
I said that if your drag can't sweat, cry, or eat tacos in it, then why are you doing drag?
I do think this has nothing to do with this is off topic. I do think just some advice for some of these people. I know there are so many kinds of beauty products out there, and I
Oh,
know
right. Yeah.
that what you're trying to, even if you're trying to be like, I'm doing woman drag, you can do woman drag in the sense that like if that's the way you want to paint, sure. I'm gonna tell you what though. You should probably still use the pro grade product.
Oh, absolutely.
And you should be
Cover girl, don't cover boy,
you
honey.
need to be using way more product. You need to be using way more powder. You need to be using setting spray.
I think
because
that's where
you
some of
think
these
you're
baby
giving woman,
entertainers, yes.
and you're giving woman when you get there. And then by the time it's your turn to go on, you've already melted off your makeup.
You have no face.
Because you are wearing BB cream instead of...
You stop talking about it right now.
Oh my God.
I'll cut
but
that out.
Listen. And I know my makeup is a little like, I don't think my makeup's crazy, but I know that what I'm doing is not what a lot of people want to be doing. But I need you to know that I wore my makeup outside at Kiesel Park in the heat and humidity for 7 hours. And I didn't take it off until like 7:30 or 8 at the coffee shop.
Mm-hmm.
And baby, I could have done a photo shoot. Like nothing had moved because I was wearing 10 pounds of makeup and setting spray and setting powder.
You got to know the venue that you're performing at.
Yeah.
If you are outside in the heat, cake that shit.
And if you
on.
look at the photos, I don't look like I'm wearing too
Caked
much
on,
makeup.
exactly.
I just am wearing product I know is going to stay on my skin.
If you look at my cap photos, it looks like I have no makeup on. But I have on the thickest Juvia Place foundation.
Yeah.
And multiple layers of powder, multiple layers of setting spray, and hairspray as setting spray.
Do
That
not.
mug did not move.
You don't need to be watching the real girl beauty influencers.
Watch a drag queen do
Yeah.
their makeup, damn it.
Yeah.
They can teach
Yeah.
you how to do the
You
woman
don't have to do the Trixie
look.
face, but
Right.
if you watch Trixie or Jinx or somebody who does this for a living, who is in drag sometimes 10 hours a
Right.
day, that's how you need to be put on your makeup, girl. It'll stay.
And that that Power Grip primer,
Oh, the poreless putty primer. I'm out. I need to
that
get some
shit is-
before past the crown.
I used that before I did my cap face. I swear it like suction cupped the makeup
Yeah.
to my face. Like it just stayed there.
Yeah, primer's not a scam if you do it right.
You got to do
Also,
it right.
I will say, like, if you are trying to be on the cheap, you can use setting spray as a priming layer.
Oh yeah.
You just need to put something on your skin.
Something's
But
gotta be on
especially if
a
you have
barrier.
textured skin, something like the poreless putty primer is really gonna. You have to set up that canvas. Back to stale drag. Back to
Just
stale
be
drag.
entertaining.
Yes. I also want to talk about, especially in relation to like the whole Deja Sky thing on TikTok. I think some of y'all, and it's usually, this is another one of my bullet points, the people that want to do all of this talking are people that have never done drag a day in their life. They
It's
go to the
same
club.
People, no, they don't even go to the club. They just watch RuPaul's Drag Race on TV.
And they only show up
and
to the
they
festivals
only show up
when
to
the
the
Ru Girls are
festivals when the
booked.
Ru Girls are booked. They
Yeah.
don't go out and support their local drag, but they have everything
Yeah.
in. They're a keyboard
And
warrior,
you want to
honey.
be judging the Ru Girls while you're wearing your Sheen corset in quotes, because I know it's not a real corset.
No,
you want
it's
to know how I know
plastic
that?
boning.
Because I wore a real steel bone corset at Pride Fest. Thank you.
Period.
Yeah.
Ew.
That was a mistake, but I did it. I only wore it for my number. I'd like that to be known.
That's why she ran off and went to the dressing room.
The
But
corset
no,
wasn't that bad. But I do think
It
it's
really
kind
do
of
be those
crazy.
keyboard warriors.
No, it is. The people that they've never done drag, they don't go to local drag shows. They really only care about the Rue Girls.
Yep.
I think y'all forget that drag on television looks different than drag in person.
And like the drag on television nowadays is so overly produced.
Yeah.
And All Stars,
Yeah.
production is making half of that shit.
Yeah.
They're not making that. They
Yeah.
didn't bring that.
Or they
production
had-
said, "Here, this is what you're wearing for this scene."
And even if they did bring it, they didn't make it.
No, they had somebody else make it.
Yeah.
Well, sans Nicole Page Brooks, but everyone else.
No, we know you made that. Well, and listen, there are some key girls like Trinity. Like Trinity, she can make a fucking garment.
right.
There are some just blessed people that are really good garment makers. But a lot of these, especially on All Stars, but even the regular seasons now, they're coming in with, you know, $10,000, $20,000 worth of costumes and hair made for the show, made for
that's
going on Drag Race.
Not
That's
realistic
fine.
for local drag.
No.
Not
No.
realistic at all. Your local drag entertainer has 3 or 4 wigs.
Sorry.
Skittles looked at me sideways. I have 12.
I think I have more than 12. But also remember, I've been doing this for 8 years on stage,
Right.
10 years if you include social media.
And if you look at some of these newer entertainers that are just starting, they don't have a closet full of drag like your
Yeah.
RuPaul's Drag Race entertainers do.
Yeah.
I really don't have a closet full of drag anymore because I got rid of it. But I was like, I'm gonna get rid of this. It's gonna force me to buy new stuff. That
And
didn't happen.
Nope.
Um,
I have a whole, because I am redoing my whole drag room.
Right.
That was I used my Pride money to like buy
yes, girl.
a dresser and 2 massive shoe racks and a new makeup vanity.
Mhm.
And I am, you know,
Organization.
liquidating some things.
Not liquidating.
Furniture and costumes. I've got some shoes.
But it's the people who are fans of Drag Race and not fans of drag that really piss me off.
Yeah. Because even, I don't know, it's just, I don't think y'all realize that they get to bring like tubs of costumes to be on that show.
That part.
And, you know,
And when Deja Sky's flying into Central Alabama Pride to do,
she has a carry-on and a
2
suitcase,
numbers.
maybe 2 suitcases.
her suitcase wasn't that big. I saw it. Trust
Yeah.
me, honey. I was back there. They don't have much that they
I
can
want
bring.
you to look at some of those runways and then be like,
How you fit
would
that in a
that
suitcase?
fit, that whole costume, would that fit in a suitcase? A single
Mhm.
regular suit? It won't. It won't.
Nope.
Some of those things don't fold up, and if it does, only that costume
And
fits
they
in
have
a
to
suitcase.
in that suitcase has to be all their costumes, all their hair, all their jewelry, all their shoes,
Makeup.
everything has to fit in that
Yeah.
one suitcase.
Yeah,
It's not like they're local girls where they can get ready at the house
yeah,
and maybe bring a bag full of a change of clothes that they
Yeah.
need. You know, they don't have that luxury.
yeah.
They were in a
It's got to be
4x4
checked bags.
space getting dressed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just hate a keyboard warrior. Like, get your
It's-
ass up there and let me see
yeah.
you do it. But
Yeah.
and while they were like, she's not really giving that much. It had just rained. The stage was wet,
Yeah,
and it's Alabama
nobody-
at 4:30 in the afternoon.
nobody is giving their
or
life.
5:30 in the afternoon. It's hot as hell.
Yeah,
And I will tell you, because I performed on the same stage that she did, that stage was rickety.
yeah,
I did not feel sturdy
yeah.
on that stage at all. And as soon as I could walk down those stairs and get off of that stage,
Yup.
I did.
Yeah,
And I felt more sturdy on our stage at our Pride Fest than whatever it is that they had set up at Cap.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was, but
Yeah.
I was like real nervous, girl.
Some of those stages are.
and then you gotta
I've been
think,
on some weird stages.
you're on that stage plus heels.
Yep.
Your
Yeah.
balance is already fucked.
Yeah.
And it's wet.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yep.
Fuck off.
It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah. If you're gonna have these outdated, stale views on drag, keep your ass at the house and watch Drag Race.
Also, it's
You're gonna see more entertaining drag at your local drag show.
because there's so many
Than
kinds
anywhere
of drag
else.
and so many kinds of performances that just they don't work on TV.
Well, and like
I can't.
some of the
I probably
storytelling,
could eat a burrito on the
you
main
could,
stage of Drag Race.
but some of the storytelling aspects of like the performances, like Marijuana's performance,
yeah,
like I feel like Fruit Bat and Marijuana's performance that doesn't portray on TV.
Yeah.
You couldn't get that on TV. You can only get that in real life.
Yeah.
You know, it's better.
It's also really funny that it's always like, oh, girl, give us nothing. And it's like, not every song or performance.
Hello.
I'm so tired of the fact that y'all think all drag needs to be dips
That
and
was
flips
one of my
and
notes.
splits. I'm over it.
I was like,
And
bring
it's
back
not-
a ballad and just stand there,
It's
bitch.
not just because I can't do those things. It's that I have felt overlooked. Like my performances don't even matter because I'm incapable of flinging myself across the
Well-
stage in comparison to other people who are, yeah, sure, she can do a cartwheel.
And that doesn't
Did
make
you
it entertaining, though.
Did you see the fact that she doesn't know the words and that's why she's doing the cartwheel?
Period.
Because I know my song. I know the story behind my
Period.
song. I have a concept for the performance.
I know that little piano interlude by heart
Yeah.
in the middle of it, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna act like I'm playing it on stage.
Exactly.
Bring back telling a story in drag.
Well, drag is storytelling.
Well,
music is storytelling.
For some of us. See, that's the problem, though. Some of this new music isn't really storytelling. It's just a cute little song to bop around in.
And while we're at it, musicians, bring back bridges. Anyways.
Bring back a fucking bridge.
Ugh.
No, but everybody, like I said, at that Vomit Vision show, that was just, it was really refreshing
Yeah.
because I didn't have to do anything. I was just sitting in the audience watching.
That's another. We
was
were
great.
talking earlier about people having to like pay their
Burnout,
dues or whatever. You know who doesn't go to shows? And now I will say, as a show director, I'm busy. Show directors need to also go to shows that are
Period.
not their shows.
Period.
Go watch other drag
Period.
because it'll remind you why you started doing drag.
When
I love taking a field trip to Atlanta or Birmingham and going to watch a scene. I don't know these people. I might know some of them. I might be friends with some of them. But usually those shows, I'm not close
Right.
with anybody. They're not like my sisters. They're not like my cast members that I'm working with. So I'm really getting
We
to
don't
just
kiki
like
all the time.
watch the show
Yeah.
and engage. It's really nice and
And it's
refreshing.
nice to check out and not have to think about the production side of it.
Yeah.
You can just sit and enjoy
do be
watching the
watching-
show.
I'm trying to figure out what I can steal though. You know?
Now, I
Yeah.
do be stealing some things.
Yeah.
Okay? I
Yeah.
really do. So just be entertaining. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
And make sure your wig stays on. I'm sorry. That is a pet peeve of mine.
And I don't even, I know that's one of those like old school
And I
kinda
don't mean
things,
to
but,
be
like,
mean about that, but like, attach your wig.
Yeah.
And if you don't know how, learn.
Watch a YouTube video, watch a TikTok. Ask me.
Um,
I tell everyone who asks
I freaking saw
what
Lana
hair
Jarre
glue I use.
fall into a split the other day, do a hair flip, and
Yep.
the wig
Yep.
off her head. Unacceptable. Unacceptable.
And it's always the performers that want to be doing the stunts.
Why are you flipping your
It's like,
hair
if you're
and
gonna
you
be
didn't
doing
clip it in
stunt
your
shit,
head?
you got to at least use the clips.
That's why I
and
don't
the
do
wig
stunt
comes
shit.
with clips.
If
And
it's
if
a
you're
good
buying a
it
wig
should.
without clips,
I was just about to say,
buy a better wig.
do not buy a wig
Party
without
City
clips.
ass wig. What?
If you have a wig, if you're getting a wig and it does not have clips in it, and you are paying more than $100 for that wig, you are getting robbed.
Yeah.
Do not be
'Cause,
buying a
baby,
wig
my
out
$30
here.
Amazon wigs have clips.
Got clips in them. Those freaking
And those are lace fronts.
those freaking $20 TikTok wigs I got
Yeah.
got clips in them. What are
Yeah.
you talking about?
Yeah.
Who is selling you a wig without a clip in
Yeah.
it?
Or go get your friend Bobby.
Sue.
Bobby Penn.
Get the long ones.
Get
that's
the
wrong.
long
That's what's
ones.
wrong with
Get
some of
the
these
long-
queens. They
Well,
get these
no, they don't
small little
believe in
Sally
glue.
Hansen
Yeah.
bobby pins. No, you got to get those long motherfuckers like the Virginia
Yeah.
Slim cigarettes.
And baby, when I tell you I'm using the clips, the bobby pins, and the glue,
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Just secure your damn wig.
Secure it. That's the only old school thing I can get behind is secure your damn wig.
Well, you wore the wig, so obviously that's what you want to look
Hello?
like. So you need to
That's
have
the
it
fantasy
on your
you're
head.
giving.
Yeah.
So give it.
Yeah.
Any other?
Oh, I do want to give this advice to entertainers. This was actually my first bullet point. I went
We
right
skipped.
right past this. As a performer, this can be difficult. You need to learn how to sort a genuine critique or advice from bullying and opinions.
That's good.
Because it is one thing, like we just said, like you should
That's
be
a good
securing
one.
your wig. That's a critique or advice. Like we want you to succeed. We want you to look great. And if
It's only
What's
bullying if I
preventing
have
you
to
from
do it more
doing
than
that
once.
is you securing your wig. You should secure your wig.
Right.
The difference is if we're just like, oh, well, like you just need to stop wearing blonde. Like you're not a blonde. Like that's our opinion. If you feel that you're a blonde baby,
Wear
be
blonde. Who cares?
Yeah, none of it's real.
It's all
We're
made
all
up.
wearing wigs. It's not, girl.
Hey, I don't look like this 24/7.
Yeah, surprise. Yeah.
No matter what my grinder profile says.
Oh, anyways. Anyways. Yeah. And as somebody who has always done alternative leaning drag and I've only gotten weirder and more alternative, I have had to learn the hard way how to take those critiques and advice and actually like filter out some of those preconceived notions about drag, but also just
Right.
people's opinions about me and actually take that and use it. Like this is a weird full circle moment. When I started doing drag, I didn't pad and I was told that I needed to pad.
Right.
And I did have pads made for me and for a long time, and I'm not wearing pads. I do sometimes not wear pads now.
It's
But I
hot.
also, that's the tea.
It's hot.
Baby, I'm doing outdoor events in June in Alabama. You better be glad I'm wearing anything.
I have to commend every diva that I saw at a Pride Fest the past 2 weeks who showed up in full mug, full hair, full body,
Yeah.
multiple layers of tights
Yeah.
on, walked around in heels all day.
Yeah.
You have all my kudos because I am too old for
I
that.
can't do that. I did it the first couple of years. Can't do it anymore.
I'll die of a heat stroke.
Yeah.
By 3 p.m.
Yeah.
I'll be dead.
And we were warm just sitting on the stage.
And we had fans.
We had fans and a cooler with waters.
and
Yeah.
liquid IVs.
Yeah. It was crazy. But I wore pads and I did like the full like pads and corsets every single time I was in drag for like 2 years. And I had to stop because the corsets were bothering me. So I took a break. I'm back. But
She's back
I'm
on
experimenting
corsets.
with more drag that isn't like padded, like
Right.
the stereotypical shape. And the original critique was like you should wear pads. But what I'm doing now is just trying to make sure that like I enjoy the silhouette that I'm giving.
That's
like,
all that matters.
If I'm not wearing pads, I do need, a belt or a corset or something to kind of like take that costume and like give it like shape and motion. That's what really
Yes.
matters. It depends on the costume you're wearing. It depends on how you're performing and what kind of drag you're trying to deliver.
Yeah.
But I don't think it should be like at the time felt like I was like, oh, well, you just have to wear pads because that's like the rule. When in reality, it was like you need to do something about your shape because the shape of your natural body doesn't fit the costumes you're wearing. Some styles of drag, even if you really like
Right.
it, is not
Right.
maybe
It's not
it's
for
not
you.
incompatible. Yeah.
Yes.
Trust.
Like, I feel like I definitely could not do a buttons drag. That's not my aesthetic.
Some of those costumes are crazy. It's a lot of big
That's
pieces.
just not Colana,
A lot
you
of
know?
big pieces.
Be individual. Have that authenticity, that individuality, you know?
Listen, if I could give
Don't be copying people.
like Gigi
Find
Good,
inspiration.
Bosco woman drag, I
Oh.
would. I don't have the bone structure for that. And so I do clown drag.
If I looked like Bosco,
Well, first of all, if I looked like Bosco, y'all
would
wouldn't be able
never
to tell
wear
me
clothes.
shit. I wouldn't tell me shit. And as of this being posted on Friday, this means we only have one more episode before we get to see Bosco and her boobs again.
hallelujah,
I know, one more.
hallelujah. Any other hot takes for our outdated
I feel like-
drags?
I feel like that's it. And one more time, if you don't do drag, shut up. Your opinion doesn't
Like,
matter.
that's the thing. Like, you can
You
have
are not
an
a peer. You are a viewer. Be quiet.
You can
Pay
can
the door
have
fee and be quiet.
You can
Give me
have an
$1.
opinion and not saying anything. You know, it's okay.
If you want me to immediately not be friends with you,
Come
it's
up and
when
read
you
me.
come up and
Yeah.
try and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, girls, you decided to be comfy today."
That's not.
Yeah,
We don't have that friendship, so you
Yeah.
can't come up to me and talk to me like that.
yeah.
No
That would be
matter
the
what
same-
you think in your brain.
That would be the same as if you like walked up to Beyonce and said, like, "It's like, baby, in
Not
this."
that we're Beyonce,
No,
but
but in this situation,
Yes.
you paid to see me.
and now you
You
want to
don't
walk
get
up
to
here and
tell
insult
me
me?
what to do. Like, yeah,
No.
pay the door fee
Sit down and
and
shut
watch
up.
the show, and then leave.
And if you don't like what we're doing,
Yeah,
you can start your own drag shows.
yeah.
And we'll
or
see.
drive the 2 hours to go to another
We'll
show.
see what that looks like.
Yeah. Good luck finding a venue, baby. Why
Because
you
we
think
got both of them.
Why do you think we do them at my coffee shop? Yeah. Jesus. I guess let's take a quick break and then come back for some work it or
Work it or
targets.
targets. This one has a summer theme to it.
Yeah.
Does yours not have a summer theme?
No, mine are summer
okay.
themed. I just
You said that, yeah, like, yeah, sure.
there's summer
There's
themes,
some
yeah.
summer themes.
that's just how I feel about summer. It's too hot. Yikes.
Yes, it is. Are you tired of the same old coffee shops? Looking for a place where you can truly relax and enjoy an artfully curated cup of coffee? Look no further than Coffee Mafia, Auburn's only queer-owned coffee shop. Our expertly crafted lattes and espressos are sure to satisfy your cravings. But that's not all. We offer a variety of mouth-watering breakfast and lunch options to keep you fueled throughout the day. In a hurry? Grab a Red Bull and some snacks from our grab-and-go section for a quick bite to eat. From our signature ice crack to our bagel sandwiches, there's something for everyone at Coffee Mafia. So come on down and experience the difference. Coffee Mafia, your locally owned LGBTQ coffee shop, located at 414 South Gay Street, Auburn, Alabama.
The claw.
When we get our cease and desist.
Is that Toy Story?
It is from Toy Story. It's the little aliens.
That was
in
probably
the-
enough to
the
be
claw
free and
machine.
fair use, though.
Yeah, I guess.
Just
It's
a short
parody.
clip.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Listen.
Uh-huh. And we're back.
And we're back. Listen. So as soon as I find all of the dialogue for Death Becomes Her,
Uh-huh.
the musical, we're doing a parody,
Okay.
drag performance of the whole thing.
This is after, what is that other thing that we drunkenly watched the other day?
Sorted Lives.
Yeah, and you said you wanted to
I
do
have
an all
that
drag.
script.
I know you do.
I have that script. We can really do that one.
Yikes.
And see if it's parody,
You don't have to pay licensing.
you don't have to
'cause
pay
it's parody.
anything because
Yeah.
it's parody. And if we do it in drag,
That's enough of a parody.
and you could probably change some of the lyrics enough,
Yeah.
you know? I'm going to workshop that.
Put the auto-tune on my microphone. Oh,
God
Lord.
bless it. It's time to work it or tuck it.
I guess.
Mine, so I just came up with these.
Who's taking money out my cash app?
Me? Lock the
Who
card.
tried to order $96 worth of DoorDash?
Lock the card. Lock the card.
Well,
somebody
it
done-
doesn't. It declined.
Somebody done stole your shit. That's the worst.
$90 worth of DoorDash.
What are you ordering from DoorDash? That's
It does say
$90?
declined for my protection.
That's good. Cash App was like, she ain't ordering $90 worth of DoorDash.
They did it twice.
Interesting. Did it go through or canceled both
It
times?
said for my own safety.
Declined.
It says I should temporarily lock my card.
That's crazy.
Get more protection by allowing location access. I guess.
So they know where you are when you're trying to use your
I
card.
guess. Well, now I gotta. This is what Connor's gonna. Just kidding. Connor's at work. Also, Connor knows that I don't have $90 to be getting DoorDash. So
He ain't DoorDashing $90 worth of stuff to work.
the way I would yell at himself, $90 of DoorDash.
What are you ordering for $90 on DoorDash?
2 burgers from Five Guys. Rest in peace. We just lost our Five Guys
Our
downtown.
Five Guys downtown just closed. That's hilarious. Well, when it's $27.49 for a burger, a fries, and a large drink,
Yeah.
I'm not going
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Not when
For
I can.
you. It's $30 for you.
One person.
Yeah.
One person.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I was telling Connor the other day, I think that a burger bubble is bursting.
I'm glad.
I
I
they
want.
just there were so
I want
many
the
places,
burger bubble to bust, and I want the chicken finger bubble to bust. But I
especially
don't
here in
think
Auburn.
There's so many fucking chicken
It's a
finger
lot.
places around here.
It's a lot.
I'm
Well,
like,
we finally have. I guess we have less burger-ish place. We Auburn kind of missed that.
the only thing I don't want to go away is Smalls. Those little sliders are
I
so
haven't had them.
fucking good.
Okay, but even if the places stay, what's really happening is why are we charging these prices for a burger?
Well, Smalls is affordable. I will say that. Not sponsored, but can be. Um,
Wild.
and the best thing to do with Smalls is order on the app and then go pick it up at the window. Anyway,
That's just good advice.
that's just good advice.
good advice. You're gonna get what you want.
Well,
I don't like
you
to.
can go through the drive-through, but sometimes the drive-through is hit or miss. Sometimes it's really slammed,
Yeah.
or sometimes there's one person in it. And
Yeah.
so the easiest thing to do is, oh God, I'm telling on myself.
No,
So
that's my favorite Karen behavior.
if I
is
order if I order my Smalls at the house, by the time I leave and get over there, it's ready. I pick it up and come
Yeah.
home. Done. It takes like 10 minutes.
yeah.
It's so fast.
No. I mean,
So
I
fast.
I don't order Taco Bell in the drive-through. I only use the app.
Aaron loves using the app
Only
for
use the app.
everything.
I can
if it has an
customize-
app,
Yeah.
Aaron's using it.
Yeah.
Well, and then also at Taco Bell, Aaron's adding pico de gallo.
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah.
So just let me fuck my shit up, and then I get to roll and be like, I have an order for Ian.
Well, and then there's no communication error.
Yep.
You know exactly what I
Yes.
want because I typed
was
it out instead of
printed out on your
speaking it
little
to
ticket
you.
printer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Because that's where the errors
just
come into
I get
play.
what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you learn what you can and can't customize because
true.
you've been able to fuck around in the
True.
app.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay.
Sorry. Back
Summer
to our
work
work it or tuck it.
Yeah. I do love a mobile order.
So I think what inspired my work it or tuck it's was the unfortunate quick ending of the Bonnaroo Music Festival because of rain and severe weather and flooding and all of that. So work it or tuck it music festivals.
I've never been to one. I do think I am probably too old to really enjoy
Mm-hmm.
being out there in the dirt in a tent or my car.
I need an RV at minimum.
Oh yeah. That's the way to
Minimum.
do it. Is to be rich enough to have some sort
Those
of
glamping
like
spots?
a
Yeah.
camper or an RV
A
or
tent
a
with
tent
air
with
conditioning.
AC.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not
Now we're talking.
especially now that I'm actually getting into like electronic music and different kind of stuff like that. The kind of stuff that like that's where you see
Okay,
it
but
as festivals.
if I'm going to Bonnaroo or Coachella or any of these festivals, I need a sugar daddy because I need like VIP
Yeah.
status because I'm not fighting
Yeah.
general admission pit front row.
I guess you gotta
I want to stand on the stage and watch it, or
you gotta sell those hair vitamin gummies. And you did it on my birthday.
I'll be an influencer. It's fine.
Ugh.
I am gonna say tuck it to music festivals.
I do think the golden era of festivals is over, and I think now they are more capitalistic than ever.
that part.
and that's
I think
a problem.
I think when Coachella first popped around,
Yeah, because Coachella's not a new.
that was the
festival.
heyday. That was when
Yeah.
you. That was when you
What's the
needed
same
to
as we
go.
know people talking about it like Woodstock?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
yeah.
Absolutely. You know, but now Coachella's come so far, and now they
Yeah.
have Bonnaroo and so many others.
Everything sells out so fast, and everything costs
Well,
so
ticket
much.
scalpers. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
When they fix that,
Yes.
maybe a lot of that
we
will come
gotta
back.
get rid of scalping. We gotta get rid of the bots.
Like, there's got to be a way for them to verify that you're a real human and actually going to come to this concert before
Yeah.
you buy that ticket.
well, because not only are festivals ruined by that, but like regular concerts,
Yeah.
are ruined by.
Beyonce's tickets.
No, and that's you even see the artists complaining about it because it means the people
they
in the
can't do
audience
anything.
are just people who are rich enough to buy the tickets, not fans.
And what would be smart is if these artists all got together and kind of like did a little class action lawsuit against ticket, whatever.
Ticketmaster?
Yeah.
It's Ticketmaster. They're the problem. It is just Ticketmaster.
I was like, whatever their name is.
Ticketmaster and Live Nation, which
Those
Live
two.
Nation
Live
owns
Nation.
Ticketmaster, by the way.
Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I am
It takes a village.
too old for a music festival.
I just honestly sometimes I mean I don't go to concerts very often because again they're really expensive, but they're
Listen,
so loud.
if a concert was at 3:00 in the afternoon,
yeah,
and I was home in my bed by 6 p.m., I am sold.
I hate You know how some of these artists they
Sold.
like start their show like 2 hours late. They don't care about the fines or
I
whatever.
don't get that.
It's just so unprofessional.
Well, and like you act like all those people that came to see you ain't got nothing else to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
So you're making them
And
sit
some
there
of
and
these
wait for
people
2
drove
extra hours.
Like,
and they didn't get a hotel room. They got to
Yeah.
turn around and go right back home
yeah.
after your concert's over with.
Yeah.
No.
So thank you to Beyonce and Gaga because when they tell you the show starts at 8,
It
they're on the
does.
stage at 8:01.
It does. That
Yeah.
show starts
Yeah.
on time drag, honey.
Yes.
On time
Yeah.
drag.
Because Beyonce and Gaga want to be in their hotel room or on their plane at 10:30.
But this is my plea to anybody who organizes these shows. You would have so many more millennials at your shows if you gave us a 3 p.m. matinee.
Or even if you started something at like 6 or 7 instead of always at 8, 9, 10.
9. Why does it have to start at
Yeah.
9?
Yeah.
No. Tuck it.
Ugh.
Tuck it.
Ugh. Ugh. Sometimes I don't even like that our Avondale shows start at 10.
Listen, that Pride after party show starting at 10 o'clock,
Yeah.
that shit should have started at 8. We should have just went
Yeah.
right into that bitch. Like
Well, minus the fact that I really did enjoy after I dropped off the trailer.
being able to breathe.
I don't know about breathe, but I got to like take everything off and like Connor and I just like stood in the shower for like 10, 15 minutes. And then we were like, okay.
I did take a whole ass shower
Yeah.
and then put
But
on
then
a
I
little
had to like,
blush
yeah,
and
I had to
lips
get
and
back in.
glitter
Yeah.
and that $20 TikTok wig.
Is that the one that you?
So I have 2 of them. I have 2 of the same wig.
Yeah,
One of them is a long
Tell
one.
the children what you did to your
Children.
wig that you wore at Pride Fest. This has nothing to do with the Work It or Tuck-Its, but I can't believe we
just a
made
funny
it to this
caveat.
episode without you.
So I have 2 wigs that I bought from TikTok because sometimes you just need a synthetic wig to throw on really quick and go somewhere and do stuff with trade. Anyway, so I have a long one, and then I have a bob that's like, think Hormona Lisa but curly. Right?
yeah.
Right?
Honestly, yeah. That's
Yeah.
a good.
Think Hormona Lisa
With a little
but
bang.
curly. With a little bang. Because my TikTok wigs, they got bangs, so I don't have to put makeup on my forehead. Anyway.
And that's gay rights.
And that's gay rights. And so after Pride Fest, all the stuff, the muumuus and everything I wore, I kind of just dumped it on the bed in the drag room because there's a bed in my drag room. It's also the guest room. Anyway, whatever. So the next day after the pool party and everything, I go to do laundry and I just pick up the pile of muumuus and throw it in the washing machine. And it washes everything. And then I take everything out of the washing machine and throw it all in the dryer. And I let it dry. And then I come back and I open the dryer. And there's a wig sitting on top of all of my muumuus. And I wish that my face could have been videotaped from that moment. Because I'm going to have to post a picture of it, y'all. It is so stupid. It is fried to hell. There are no curls anymore. It is just dreadlocks now. And the bangs
It's sticking
are
up
like
in so many
sticking out just
unique
straight
and interesting
forward.
directions. Yeah.
It is trashed. So maybe when you wash your drag, make sure there are no wigs hidden anywhere in your drag.
I always wanted to know what happened if you would just. We got to wash one on cold, see what happens.
Well, no, I didn't wash it on cold because everything was sweated through.
Well, the
I
dryer
washed-
certainly
Oh,
destroyed
baby.
it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The dryer
Especially like a
trashed that.
TikTok wig.
I'm surprised. I'm so
it
thankful.
just melt and stick to all your clothes.
Girl,
Because some
Girl.
really cheap wigs will.
if that wig would have melted and ruined that dryer, I would have been pissed. A $20 wig ruining a $1,200 dryer.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
have been so upset.
Yikes.
So upset. I'll sort through my stuff better next
Uh-huh.
time. Well, because I thought I'd already grabbed the wig out, but it ended up being the long one that I
Yeah.
saw and not the short one because it's 2 of the same wig,
Yeah.
but one's long and one's short. And I saw the long one and not the short one. The short one was mixed up with the muumuus. Anyway, bullying me.
What a wig.
It
What a
is
wig.
now.
Gotta come up with a number.
I
for
gotta
that.
have a whole costume for that.
Oh my god.
That's my vomit vision performance.
Yikes. Back to the worker tuckets. That's funny. You said that yours were inspired by Bonnaroo. My first worker tucket is this is a southern thing, but like the summer rain. It's different. It's like it's rained
every
It's
day.
rained every day. At least a little bit. Every day.
So what pissed me off the other day was it looked like it wasn't going to rain.
Yeah.
And it had gotten like 4:30 in the afternoon. And you know, if it's going to rain here around 3-4 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's going to start. And it hadn't started yet. And I was like, well, I really need to water my plants since it's not going to rain today. So I go out there and I water everything. I water my hydrangeas. I water my hostas. I water all of my plants that are in my backyard. Skittles can tell you
It's
a lot.
It's a lot.
I get done watering my plants. Go sit down in the living room.
Thunder cracks.
And it starts to rain.
It's
I
so
was
sudden.
so pissed.
It's so sudden.
so
sudden.
pissed.
And it'll be the days like that where it looks like it's going to rain all day and then it doesn't. But then there's also days where it's like sunny and then it just rains for
Out
like
of
20
nowhere,
minutes.
it's dark
And then it goes
outside,
away and it's sunny again.
and then it's hot as hell. The reason I don't like, the reason tuck it on that summer afternoon rain is because once it's done, it is like we're all
We can steam
the
like crab
steamer
legs.
of an oven. You
Yeah.
know, it's no, thank you.
I mean, I probably got to say tuck it. Again, as I said at the top of the episode, I got a lot of allergies and sinuses. So sometimes like I know it's going to rain because like I will just like
Wake up to a
I'll just
headache.
be at work and I'll be like, oh, something's happening. The sky is changing. I have a weird headache. I'm sneezing.
The pressure
Things are
has
weird.
moved.
Yeah. Not a fan. Not a fan. Get it together, rain.
No, tuck it. And especially because I think all this afternoon rain has killed my pepper plants.
Uh-oh.
I'm so old. Anyway,
Not your pepper plants.
tuck it. Well, thankfully, I'm kind of glad we're having all this afternoon rain because we're not in a drought situation for Alabama right now, which is really good.
When we get those
because
messages telling us we can't
burn anything. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So today it was raining while I was at work, and it was near the time I needed to leave, and I was like, I'm parked behind the coffee shop, and it's not paved.
No,
behind the
that's
coffee shop.
mud.
It's like mud and gravel and
Mhm.
grass. And I was like, I'm gonna have to like swim to get to my car. Like,
So I literally was in my office and I heard the thunder. And I said, all right, I'm going home. Goodbye.
yep,
And I left.
Yep.
I walked to I got a 10-minute walk to the parking deck.
yeah.
So as soon as I got in my truck and started to drive, the bottom fell out. And I was like, well, this is wonderful. Great. But I mean, it's needed. Work it and tuck it at the same time, I guess. Fuck. I don't know. Work it or tuck it. Those little neighborhood ice cream trucks that drive around.
Okay. When I was a kid, I loved the ice cream truck. And we would regularly, like my parents we would get ice cream from the ice cream truck when I was a kid. This is when I lived in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what. When I don't know, I think it's better now. When I first moved to Auburn, why do the ice cream trucks look sketchy as fuck here?
It's
Why
all
is
the
that
stickers on
Why
them.
is that
I
a
don't-
GMC van that you cut the side out of?
to save money?
Because the ice cream trucks when I lived in South Carolina, they look like the Kona ice trucks. Like it's
Oh, I see,
it's
I
a
see, I
nice
see.
big truck with real labels on the side. And I'm telling you, these look like
you don't like
like
our southern
cargo vans
backwoods
with a
ice
chest
cream
cooler in them.
like those people that drive around and sell steaks.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, a month or two ago. It was not this Fresh Faces or probably the last Fresh Faces because I was there and Deja was painting Nevea.
Mm-hmm.
We're all upstairs. I'm getting in drag too, and somebody rings my doorbell, and I was like, oh well, maybe it's like Sydney and she's early. No, it was some dude walking door to door, taking people's numbers, asking if he was selling hot plates of food. He's like, I do like Sundays and Tuesdays or whatever. One day I do chicken, one day I
Wait,
do
how
fish.
much was it though?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
I will say I opened the door. I'm halfway through painting my mug.
He
So I
marked
look
your he marked your house off
crazy.
that list.
Crazy.
He is never coming back to your house ever.
And
Ever.
he not only it was him, it was also his son, like a child. And when I say child, I mean like not like 14, like less than 10. This child was less than 10 years old.
No.
He and his son
Going
are walking door to door,
No.
trying to sell
Not
plates
in
of food.
Alabama, not
And
today.
I listen. I'm all for an entrepreneur. You are technically breaking the law because you need to be in a health inspected facility and have a business license in Auburn. You could get in trouble, but I'm all for it. Get your coin.
Hustle.
But I have to give this man credit not only for breaking the law to hustle. He did not stop or stutter.
He didn't flinch.
He said, "Good afternoon, blah blah blah. I live 2 streets over. I'm selling hot plates. You look like you're in the middle of something. I don't want to take too much of your time."
That was such a nice way to put it.
No, yeah.
You look like you're in the middle of something.
I surely gave him a fake number. But he has not been back to my door. Probably because I startled the shit out of him.
That shit off
I
his
bet
list,
you
is
he
what
walked away and was like, "Well, we're not going back to that
is so
house."
funny.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, when I was a child, I lived in the middle of nowhere, and there were no ice cream trucks.
Yeah.
None. So the first time I ever really saw an ice cream truck was when I started working at the Drake. And when I directed traffic.
Did they bring ice cream trucks?
No, that ice cream truck just rolls through that neighborhood
that is
after
like a
school.
neighborhood. Yeah.
And so after school, I think he's smart because he's like, these kids want some ice cream. And so he rolls through the neighborhood while everybody's walking home or whatever,
Yeah.
selling his ice cream or whatever. And I was like, I want ice cream from the
Yeah.
ice cream truck. And so when we used to live on Harmon, an ice cream truck would roll
Yeah.
through there. You bet your ass 1 or 2 times I went out
Yeah.
there and got me ice cream.
I live at the end, like near the intersection of my street. The ice cream truck always cuts their music off before they get to my house because he's like,
Aw.
"I'm done. The neighborhood's over."
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not over.
I'm here.
I want an ice cream sandwich with the two cookies with the ice cream in the middle.
Those are my favorite.
I love those.
Those are so good.
Love those.
Aaron went down to the hotel lobby to get a couple of bottled waters, and he wanted a snack or something.
Yeah.
And I had already fallen asleep, and he had
Yeah.
sent me a video
Yeah.
of the snacks or whatever, and he was like, "Do you want anything?"
Yeah.
I'm out. I'm
Yeah.
asleep. Gone. He comes back. He comes back up with a bottle of water and one of those ice cream sandwiches.
it.
I was like, you know,
Yeah.
you already
Yeah.
know. But work it to an ice cream truck. I have not
yeah.
seen an ice cream truck since I moved to Opelika.
That's so weird. You live in like a real like
A
neighborhood.
neighborhood, yeah. So I figured like an ice cream truck would bust through this neighborhood.
Yeah.
But the answer to that question is no. Work it to an ice cream truck.
I shouldn't have ice cream. Every time I eat ice cream, I regret it. It makes me feel sick. But
Apparently,
ice cream.
if you are lactose intolerant, Dairy
God.
Queen's ice cream is not real ice cream. So it won't fuck you up.
frozen dessert.
I guess.
That's what they call it.
I
Yeah.
don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But
I
because Megan's lactose intolerant,
So
but she can eat Dairy Queen ice cream.
to be called ice cream, it has to have a certain amount of actual dairy content.
Here we go, talking about dairy. We,
And if
we
that
made it.
percentage is low enough, it cannot be called. It legally can't be called.
So I
ice
guess
cream.
it just doesn't have enough
has to be
dairy in
called
it.
Frozen dessert.
dessert.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I do occasionally get the oat milk ice creams or whatever. I don't like almonds, so I don't get almond milk ice cream. Oat milk ice cream, it depends on the brand. You know what makes a good ice cream?
Real ice cream?
I mean, yeah, but I can't have that without blowing up like a fucking balloon.
They make a pill for that.
Have you had a lactate pill? They're disgusting.
I
Also,
am
they,
not lactose intolerant, thank goddess.
they don't always work, and sometimes you have to take 2 or 3 of them. Also, you have to take it every hour.
Ew.
Yeah.
No
So I'm
thanks.
just supposed to be at the party.
Popping lactades.
Yeah.
Not popping
Stupid.
mollies, popping
Yeah,
lactades.
Yeah, on the hour, every hour. Gotta take 2 of them. I don't know. They taste disgusting. They're the same texture as like a Tums.
Ew. No thanks.
Yep.
Never mind.
Yep.
Uh-uh.
Except they taste like they make them creamy flavored, like ice cream. You ever had like the freeze dried like space ice cream?
Yes.
That.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aaron got some of them frozen Skittles like that one time, and I just
I have wanted to try the Skittle Pop. What do they call it? Skittles Pop.
Yeah.
Not good.
Mm,
Oh.
no. It just felt like freezer burnt.
Oh.
Freezer burnt candy. You know what I mean?
Maybe that's how they invented them. Something got Something got
It was an
fucked up.
accident.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like sometimes new products are byproducts of two products, just put
Silly
together.
putty was an accident.
See, there you go.
Post-it notes were an accident.
Ah.
Post-it notes were supposed to be permanently affixable
I
notes.
rest my case.
Yeah.
What's your next work in her tuck?
Well, funny enough, it's post-it. I'm just kidding. No. How do we feel about going to the lake?
Oh, girl, I love going to the lake. Oh my God, work it.
Do you get in the lake?
Yes.
No. Absolutely not.
See, this is where I am country as country comes because I was raised on the lake. If we went, baby, I'm so broke. Our family vacations, we're going to the lake.
To like a friend's house?
No, in an RV. You can't hear it,
Let's
but
take
the
a break.
frog, the frogs outside
frogs,
are just
yeah.
like. No, okay. So my grandfather had an RV.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big RV.
So it's not even your RV.
No.
You borrowed somebody's RV.
We went as a
family,
family,
but like-
it was a family affair.
With your grandparents?
Yeah. Well, those grandparents were divorced, so it was just my grandfather.
Okay.
Which he was cool. We
I
called
didn't do
his
things with my grandparents. Half of them were dead before I was born.
this
so.
grandfather. His name was Papa Jack, and every time I saw Papa Jack, he looked me dead in my eyes and said, "How's it hanging, boy?" Every time. So that's how Papa Jack was. So he had a little RV that had like a queen bed in the back, and then had like the sleeper up at the
Yeah.
top, and then the couches could turn into little beds as well. We would all get in that motherfucking RV.
Yeah. Too many
and-
people.
Too many people, because there were like 4 of us sleeping in the
Yup.
little attic.
Like,
thing.
y'all a little you fit.
And we did.
Yep.
I was like 7, 8, 9. I can remember this. Florella, Lake Florella, for a weekend trip. Just go down there, park the RV, camp out in the RV for a weekend, come back home, eat some fried chicken and banana sandwiches.
It is
My daddy had to drive his truck so he could pull the boat, so we could have a boat.
wild.
Because we like to ski
Yeah.
and kneeboard and tubing, all that. So, and that's what you do on Lake Florella is you go skiing, you do the inner tubes.
It is.
Yeah, girl, that's my whole upbringing. I love that shit.
It is well documented. I cannot swim.
That's what life
I
jackets are
am
for.
not getting in water I can't see through. I don't trust that lake water. I hate it. Hate it. Tuck a lake.
One of the
Now,
fastest.
I'll go to somebody's house and be in their backyard next to the lake, and we can grill out.
She said, I'll go to the lake house.
I like a lakeside. I'm not getting in the water.
Um,
I do not trust water I cannot see through. I don't get in the ocean either. I
One
want
of
you
the
to- I don't- I'm not
fastest
walking
times
across the coast.
ever seen my dad move is we had just pulled the boat up to the little inlet where we were kind of camping with our RV. And I mean, it's shrubs, it's a lake,
Yeah.
it's whatever. This water moccasin just starts
Yup.
swimming across the top of the water. And a couple of my cousins were in the water. My father jumps out of the boat into the water, picks up both of my cousins and throws them
Yeah.
into the boat, and then jumps back into the boat himself.
Yeah.
And that snake's just swimming across the
Yeah.
water. Just not bothering nobody.
Nope.
But it is a water moccasin that can
Yeah.
kill you. So we moved out of the way.
Snakes, fish, gators, dead bodies, glass. I'm not getting in the lake. Absolutely not.
I guess that's just how I was raised. I mean, my dad's mother, I remember we went to the lake with her once and she couldn't swim. And she was like, I'm gonna be lakeside all
Yeah.
day. I'm not getting in the boat.
Yeah.
I don't need to get in the boat. I don't need to get in the
I
water.
don't really like boats either.
don't
Like,
like boats?
No, I don't trust them.
So no cruises for you?
I will go on a cruise. That's a very large boat.
That's a
You
ship.
don't, if you're inside, you don't feel like you're on the water.
That's what Aaron said.
No,
Aaron
no, I've
said
done-
if you're in a
I've
cruise.
done a
I've never
Disney-
done a big cruise like
I've
that.
done a Disney cruise.
No.
Before you eat the rich. It was for my little brother's Make-A-Wish, so feel guilty. He's alive. He's in remission.
We can
He's
talk about
kind
it.
of an asshole. It's great. I love him. He's my family. But yeah, we got it. That was what the genies gave us was
Mm-hmm.
a Disney cruise. So we did a Disney cruise. And When you're inside the boat, most modern cruise ships have stabilization systems, so you don't really, unless the water's really, really bad. Which in the Gulf area, the water doesn't get super bad
Yeah.
most times of the year, so it was fine. There
Unless
was
it's
one
hurricane
day it
coming.
was a little windy, and so we stayed in the interior.
So, would you ever do a cruise through the North Sea?
I don't
That's
know.
the one
probably-
with,
yeah,
like, all the-
yo. Yeah, I've seen the TikToks.
Yo, ho,
Yeah. Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. I would. I don't know.
Hell no, girl.
I don't know.
Hell no.
I don't know.
It's funny that I'll get in a lake, but I won't get on a cruise ship.
I think if you did like a Gulf cruise, it
Now,
would
I
be
have,
kinda,
when we went to Chicago for show choir, we did do, as a group,
yeah.
a dinner cruise.
Yeah, yeah.
And they had, like, dinner theater going on the stage
Well,
while we
see,
were.
now
But it
some
was,
of
like,
those-
in a little bitty, like, lake. It
Was it
wasn't.
about like a ferry style?
yeah,
kind-
yeah, it was like a
Was
ferry
it a little
type.
rocky?
No.
Because I did a.
It was pretty good. It was
I
pretty
did
stable.
like a 90.
But it was a
minute-
pretty big, like, it was a pretty
Oh,
big,
see,
like,
I
dinner
did
cruise ship.
the Disney cruise was super, like, there was no, and I get motion sick, so like I
Mhm.
was kind of nervous. It was fine. I did do there was a smaller boat we took on the cruise to get to an island where we could meet a dolphin. That's a whole separate story. I'm not bringing up the dolphins again.
That's so funny.
But the tiny boat that we took to get to the dolphins, I did not enjoy, and I closed my eyes all the time. But also, the last time I was in Savannah, I did a like 90-minute like river cruise where they could just go up and down a part of the river, and you get to see sort of some of the history or whatever. It was mostly okay. It wasn't the most stable boat. It was a little rickety. Felt weird inside the boat.
Yeah.
Not only outside watching the sights, but when you inside the boat, it was a little weird.
I guess, I don't know. I've been on boats my whole life, so
That's probably the difference.
I guess I'm just used to it. You
I
know,
don't like it.
we are, like I said, we didn't go to the beach for family vacations. We went to the lake. We
Yeah.
did boats and fishing
I'm fine
and all
on
that.
a
you know.
ship, a large vessel.
We
Because
went-
I've toured.
Toured.
I've toured the USS Alabama.
No, I'm too
Twice.
claustrophobic.
Well, yeah, you're kind of right.
No.
But I've toured the USS Alabama twice. I've toured the USS Yorktown, which is an aircraft carrier in Charleston, South Carolina. I've toured that like 4 times.
I do want to go on the USS Constitution in Boston.
That's the wooden,
the old one, the
old
wood
sailing
one.
vessel.
Yeah, I want to
me
go on
too.
that
That's on a bucket
so
list. Yeah.
badly.
I
so badly.
I'll tour any old ship. that's
Anything
sitting on it.
old.
But you have to go to the coastal cities to do that.
Yeah.
And
But I
some of us
love
are far away.
Boston.
The Queen Mary is in L.A.
I've never done that one.
It's a ocean liner. That's the predecessor to a cruise ship. For those of you that aren't, yeah. It's actually a hotel now. You can, but because it's a hotel / museum / historical thing, it's not great. Like the air conditioning isn't ideal.
I was about to say,
It
I
has-
don't know if I want to stay on a boat as my
it's
hotel, girl.
Also haunted as fuck.
Of course it is.
Yeah. Haunted as fuck.
Of course it is.
Yeah. I know all of this because
Uh-uh.
during the LA fires, the only hotel that
the
Tracy
boat.
and Katya's management could get was the Queen Mary. So when they evaded the fires and
They
they were
went on
told
the
to
Queen
evacuate,
Mary?
that's where their management got them. Was they got 2 rooms on the Queen Mary?
Jesus Christ. Send me to Nevada or something.
I
God.
don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
Work it a day at the lake, honey.
Absolutely not. Tuck
Absolutely
it.
work it.
Tuck it. I can't swim.
That's so funny.
Mm-mm.
It's not funny, but it's funny.
I don't like that lake water. It all freaks me out.
Well, you probably don't like the lake bottom either. Like the squishy. And she can't see. Something's gonna
I've been
bite
in a
her
lake
toes.
one time.
Something's gonna bite her toes. She can't see.
Exactly. I don't trust it. I've been in a lake one time. I've been in the ocean like twice.
Well, that's a great segue for my next work it or
You
tuck
had to
it.
say the ocean?
Work it or tuck it. A relaxing afternoon by the pool.
I'm okay with that. I can see the bottom of a pool.
Especially mine.
Now yours has a steep enough slope. I do get that slope be sloping.
And it's quick. It comes up
yeah,
on you fast.
and again, can't swim. So I sometimes I feel that I'm like, this is it.
I'm
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
There are enough of us in there
I-
that would. You're not going.
I
under.
hope. I hope.
You're
I
not
hope.
going under.
I did learn. I don't know if this was
Enough
at the
of us
last
used to
pool
be
party.
lifeguards.
That's what I'm saying. Like, apparently, my husband has been a lifeguard before.
I've been a
Fruit Bat has been a
lifeguard.
lifeguard before.
It's
Yeah,
fine. You're not gonna drown.
I feel kind of safe.
You're not gonna
Yeah.
drown.
Ugh. I like a little pool afternoon.
I love our afternoons by the pool, because we talk so much shit in that pool.
Yeah, yeah. What happens at the Misfit pool party stays at the Misfit
And,
pool
like,
party.
And we're talking about like ourselves. Like,
Yeah.
We're not talking
Some-
shit about other people.
some
We're talking shit
truths.
about ourselves.
Some truths come out at the pool party.
We're like, well, if I'm honest,
yeah, yeah. Diamond asked if she could do a show, an all black show at the coffee shop. And I was like, yeah, why not? And then she messaged me later, was like, girl, was you just saying that to me? And I was like, no, we can absolutely do that. But she's like, I thought it was the tequila talking. I was like, well, stop feeding me tequila.
well, that's what we do.
She
at the
had
parties.
a bottle. What was that?
I don't know.
The couch was
James,
making
what
noises.
was that?
She had a bottle of tequila,
And she
we
drank
were
it
just
all.
Yeah, I helped. I was there, just pouring loose tequila
I'm glad
in
y'all
people's
didn't find
mouths.
that other bottle of tequila that was in my.
No,
liquor.
I'm saving that. That's for.
I got to go get some more bourbon. I'm out, and I can't be out.
Uh-oh.
I know, right?
That's why I get really.
I'll go tomorrow.
When I finish a bottle of tequila at my house, I'm like, what am I supposed to drink now? I have a full bar cabinet, y'all.
As you
Because
should, 'cause we're
because
adults.
my husband and I both we like the idea of mixology.
Right.
The problem is like sometimes I don't want all of that.
I'll
I
be
want
lazy.
a
I
tequila
just
soda.
need a good old classic.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
give me a bourbon on the rocks.
Wild.
Thank you.
Wild.
Yes,
Yeah.
work it. A wonderful afternoon by the pool.
I love an afternoon by the pool.
especially if there's cocktails flowing and good food going.
grilled meat.
Grilled meats. What an idiot.
I love a good grilled meat. I have I guess one more.
I hope so.
Yeah. This is actually kind of taking it back to earlier. We talked about ice cream trucks. How do you feel about snow cones?
Okay. It's one of the best grifts I think I've ever seen in my life.
That's such a great way to describe them.
Because you mean to tell me you just took some shaved ice that cost you not damn a money and put 10 cents worth of some flavored syrup on it and sold it to me for $12?
Yeah.
Genius.
And that's not the commemorative cup.
Genius. And that's
It's
not the
$20
commemorative
for the
cup.
plastic cup.
Exactly.
The color changing
it's
cup.
$12 if you just
Yeah.
get the styrofoam.
Yeah.
But if you get that color changing commemorative cup,
Yeah.
that's going to be $20. Thank
Yeah.
you. I appreciate that. It's one of the best grifts I've ever seen
Yeah.
in modern America. It really
It's
is.
And
I
it's
don't
not
I don't
good.
like them.
It's ice. You're paying for ice.
You're just paying for flavored
The first
ice.
couple bites are good because of the syrup. And that's only as I remember from being a kid.
Right.
As an
right.
adult, I have never enjoyed them.
don't-
They make my
So
teeth
they used
hurt.
to bring
They're
the
too
Kona
expensive.
ice truck to the school all the time.
It's so I
And
know
when
they
I
did it when I
first-
went to Drake.
When I first started teaching there, I would get me a little Kona ice, and then I'm like, why am I eating this?
Yeah. Why'd I pay
I would-
$6 for
well,
this?
teachers didn't have to pay. Thank
Well, that's
God.
nice.
But I'd eat 2 or 3 bites, and I'd be like, I'm done with this.
Yeah.
No, I'm over it.
Yeah.
No, tuck it.
The moment it starts melting,
Tuck it.
it's just sugar water and it's not. It's
I would
so-
rather have one of those gas station ices.
I do like a slushy, icy
Yes,
situation.
yes.
A Coca-Cola ice.
Girl,
Yeah. Or the blue. the blue
girl,
raspberry.
Coca-Cola. I love the
Yeah, yeah,
Coca-Cola,
yeah,
the
yeah.
classic
Mhm.
Coca-Cola icy. That it's really bad that the gas station right up here by the house has those.
Yeah.
Because I'll be driving and I'll be like, I think I'm gonna
I
stop
can
and get
get a little,
icy.
little treat. I haven't had.
And they used to be cheap. They're not cheap
I
anymore,
know.
girl. You
no, 'cause
used to
that's
could get a large icy for like $1.
when I was a kid. My mom would take me and my sister Ashley to Target, and we would each get a little $1.50
Oh,
slushy,
love
and
me
my
a
mom
little
would get her some
icy.
Starbucks,
Oof.
and we got to go on an adventure.
Yes, absolutely.
And now they're $6.
Fuck it. But I still get one.
I need to get one. I'd probably just hurt my teeth, but I'll get a little one.
So that is
Little
funny.
one.
I used to get a large one. Now I just be getting the little
I
ones.
can't do anything frozen like that.
Uh-huh.
I can't do the really big.
One time,
It's just too much. Also, it's gonna melt, and
I
then it's
sent
just sad.
Aaron to Sonic to get us some Oreo Blast.
They don't need to be the 32 ounce.
He
big
came back with the 32-ounce Oreo blast. I
It's
said,
too much.
we could have shared this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, and
Yeah.
I didn't eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
I ate a quarter of it,
And
maybe,
I think
put
their
the rest
smallest
of it in the
blast
freezer.
is like 16
You
ounces.
can get a mini.
Oh, that's what I need. I need
They have a mini now, and
6
that's what
or
we'd be
8
getting.
ounces. Yeah.
I think it's 6 or 8 ounces, yeah.
That's what I need.
It's just a little mini.
It's more than enough.
I've started going to Dairy Queen and getting the brownie Oreo cupfection.
But we don't have a Dairy Queen in Auburn. We have
Well,
to drive
I'm
all the way to
sorry.
Opelika.
I live in Opelika, and I
Ugh.
can drive over here to the Dairy Queen.
And I live so close to the Sonic in Auburn, but the Sonic in
You
Auburn
do
is
live
trash. Trash.
I feel like all Sonics have gone downhill lately.
It sucks. Because that's one of those things when I was a kid.
Sonic
My
used to be the
mom,
best.
We used to love going to a Sonic, and we all get we get mozzarella sticks or french fries, and we
Girl,
all get a blast.
After high school let out, Sonic was where we went and hung out in the
Yeah.
parking lot. The parking lot between Sonic and Winn-Dixie.
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a car hop so bad. That was back when they used to
On
had
the
skates.
rollerblades.
Yeah.
You can still do it on the skates. You get paid extra.
Have you seen the hill that the Auburn
Oh,
Sonic
that
is
one?
on?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I forget
No.
there are 2 in Auburn. One on South College and one over there by the
Oh my
Kroger.
God, you're right.
Yeah,
I forgot
yeah,
about
yeah.
that one.
Mm-hmm.
That was poorly. That's a.
I don't
You're
know
telling
who
me
did
your
that.
shindig is that you got people on skates and then you're gonna put us on a hill, a steep hill.
Steep hill.
Yeah, I don't get snow cones. Oh, I will say you are right with like the robbery of it all, because the new Kona trucks. When I was a kid, they put the syrup on there for you. Now you pay $10 for them to give you a cup of ice, and the nozzles for the syrups
On the side
are
of
on
the
the side of the truck. You are making your own snow cone, and you're paying for ice and a cup.
That's like, I will not go to any restaurant where I have to cook my own food.
What restaurants do you cook your own food?
Aaron
at?
loves
like the Korean barbecues.
Aaron loves Korean barbecue and
I've
the
never
hot
been.
pot and everything like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to a restaurant and cooking my own
Yeah.
food.
Well, now that every restaurant feels like you have to like remortgage your house, you might as
Honestly.
well go to a full service sit down
Honestly.
restaurant, because it's gonna be more than you want.
And yeah, no, I'm not.
I might as well enjoy it. Make
If
an
I'm gonna cook,
experience
I'm gonna
out of
stay
it.
here at my house so I can have my moo on and my tits out.
You mean I gotta wear clothes?
You mean I gotta put a bra on?
And you're gonna charge me $60 for something I could have made at home?
Tuck it.
Yeah.
Tuck it.
Yeah.
That's a good one. The griftification of it all. We need to talk about that for season 2.
It's wild. And honestly, like, kudos on you for convincing everyone that snow cones are good.
That's great
Because there
marketing.
were 3 snow cone trucks at
Great
Pride
marketing.
Fest. 3.
Well, one of them was like wasn't it supposed
I'm not
to be?
counting the daiquiri place.
Oh.
If you count the daiquiri place, 4. Yeah. Now, some of them sold other things. I'm just saying, that's a lot of snow cones.
That's a lot of
That's
snow
a
cones,
lot of snow
baby.
cones. You know what we need? A barbecue truck. Give me some pulled pork.
I think the barbecue truck we normally have, they don't have their barbecue truck anymore.
That sucks.
I know.
Well, I also know sometimes like
I think it was a duo, and I think they also split.
yeah, it's like summertime, so
Yeah.
like a lot of food trucks are like they get kind of booked out. So like you really
If you didn't,
you gotta-
plan,
yeah.
you gotta really get on it. You
Guess
gotta really get on it.
So next year we need to ask all the food trucks, what are you doing in June? But we gotta ask them in March.
Currently, at the time of filming and at the time of release of this episode, you can catch a couple more drag shows at the end of June. On Saturday, June 21st, we're coming at you with our Pass the Crown competition. It's coming back, baby. Are you excited?
I am. I really want to see what people bring. I've already seen some of the, because we have our Discord server for the,
Yeah.
up and coming drag people, and also my drag children are interested. So they've been tossing around like ideas or like the themes that they like and don't
Right.
like. I've also had people just ask me like which themes am I interested in seeing. I mean, I'm obviously because we came up with the themes, we're interested in all of them, but there are a couple around like I really want to see what people come up with because we really want people to like
Lean into the theme.
yeah.
Lean into the
Do
theme.
something, funny, do something unique.
I like that we had somebody message us and ask if they had to be in drag to do the lip sync competition.
Yeah.
And no.
Yeah.
It's just a lip sync competition. We didn't say it was a drag competition.
Yeah.
But in that same vein, think about the grading rubric that we have online.
Yeah.
Right? You need to have a cohesive look together. You got to be
Yeah.
put together.
You can't
just
just
show
show
up in
up.
jeans
Yeah.
and a t-shirt and expect that you're going to win this lip sync competition.
Because there are 900 drag babies
Right.
in Auburn, and
They're all ready to do it.
yeah.
All of them,
And
which
they're-
I'm glad.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's
Wh-
why we
that's
brought
why
this
we brought it back.
Well, because,
Yeah, yeah.
fresh faces is nice and all, but we want to give people something more.
To challenge themselves. with.
Absolutely.
And the competitions really do help with that. Especially,
Yes.
I feel like this competition, it doesn't, the
It's
stakes aren't
it's
as
a
high.
good stepping stone.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
great,
yeah.
like, here's a challenge, but it's not like, it's not as
It's not
rigorous
something you
as
have
a
to do
pageant.
every month.
It's not something that's going to cost you a
Right.
ton of money.
Right.
Like, I would encourage you, if at all possible, to utilize existing pieces.
Agreed.
Where possible. That's
Agreed.
actually just good advice for any competition.
Pick a theme that you're like, oh, I have this wardrobe,
Yeah.
this outfit in my wardrobe. I could wear this with this
Yeah.
theme, and it'll go together great. Boom.
Because we
done.
don't want you to just have like a cool outfit. This isn't a runway show.
Right.
We
This is
want
a-
like this song is really
entertain
important.
me,
Yeah,
baby.
it really needs to be on
Entertain
theme. All of
me.
it.
The judging categories are not weighed because that's too much math. But honestly, you need the performance is what we're looking for. It's a lip sync
Yeah.
competition.
Yeah.
And I think I know you're really excited about the Halloween theme.
I'm excited just about Halloween. I love Halloween.
I'm super excited about Little Mix Blank.
That one, if there's any category where I encourage you to just go full tilt,
Balls
it's
to the
that one.
wall.
I don't want you to pick a made up pageant title that is at all realistic.
Right.
Like, you need to be like Little Mix Peanut Butter and Jelly. What is that?
Little
Do
Mix
something crazy.
Little Mix spaghetti and meatballs.
Yeah.
Like I need
Yeah.
it to be stupid. Okay?
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you need a mix for that, biscuit is really good.
Yeah.
Plug. She didn't ask me to do that, but I'll do it anyway.
I'm super excited to see what people bring for that one. That
And
one's going to be
the
interesting.
first one, our first one this month is Pride. Show your pride. So hopefully they already have some Pride outfits in their closet. You
Yeah,
know,
we gave you the easy.
we gave you
one
the easy one
for
first.
June.
And then so check out creativevomit.studio/
Pass the crown.
Pass the Crown. And you can see all of the details that are involved there. You cannot sign up until the day of.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people were already wanting to sign up. We did it on purpose so
Yeah.
that it's the day
Old
of.
school. You used to just show up
Yeah.
to the bar.
You
don't
just showed up to the bar with your song on a CD and called it a day.
don't bring me
So
a
we're,
CD.
we're harkening back to the old school days, but still email us your music. Thank you.
Because drag is about showing up.
Yeah. That's
Period.
half the battle is showing
On it.
up.
Well,
We'll talk about that later.
that's
So
yeah. Pass the crown.
You can
on
see
the
us at
21st.
Pass the Crown. That's our first one. And the winner of Pass the Crown, each month they'll come back in December and we'll do Ultimate Keeper of the Crown. And whoever wins that gets to keep the crown that we've been passing around for 6 months.
Yeah.
And then our final Avondale show of June will be on Friday, June 27th. Showtime's at 10 p.m., darlings. No cover for those Avondale shows, so just come hang out,
Pew, pew,
have
pew.
fun, get a beverage, dance to some gay music that Skittles is going to play. I haven't seen any promotion for it, but I think there's supposed to be another Pride Bingo on the 25th of
Okay.
June.
When is trivia?
We're not doing another trivia until July.
Oh.
Yeah, baby.
I need to take that on my calendar.
Yeah, baby. Mm-hmm.
You were going to have me get in drag next Wednesday and go to the bar.
And not tell you?
Yeah. Hateful.
Mm-hmm.
And when I text you from the bar in full drag, where you at?
My house.
Hateful.
You would have known when no flyer came out. Probably
Wow.
not.
Cut that.
I haven't, like I said, I haven't seen a flyer for it, but I feel like Bob told me that there was one more.
We're also supposed to have
Bingo.
another queer board gaming night. That is unfortunately also the 27th, the same night as the Avondale show.
Ooh,
So you
fun.
gotta go to Coffee Mafia
Get your board
from
game
6
on.
to 9,
Yeah.
play board games, and then come to Avondale and watch the show.
Period.
Yeah.
Just like that.
I will not be at both. I will just be doing the Avondale show.
And then on Saturday, July 12th, we will have another Avondale show. And also on Saturday, July 26th, we will have the Biscuit and Diamond Birthday Bash at Avondale's.
That
and
one
then
I'm excited for.
the July Pass the Crown is on the 19th. And I think that's all of our summer dates.
Yeah, there's no Vomit Vision in July. I'm
Because
tired.
Pride Month was a lot.
And we said we weren't going to do any shows at all in July. So take these 2.5
3.
shows.
2.5.
We'll pass the crown. I don't,
I'll give him
I just
3.
get to put on a little,
shimmy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I need to come up with what I'm wearing. Because I want to try and match the themes.
I'll try.
A little bit.
I think I can
You
do
got,
that.
You've got a bunch of muumuus for Pride.
Listen, I already got a wig, and I can be Little Mix Tuscaloosa.
Oh, wild.
Shots fired. Shots fired.
Wild.
But just be sure to follow us on all of our social media. Vomit Vision.
Yeah,
we've
all of
got
the show information.
Fresh Faces. We've got
for
all. I mean, it's all laid
everything.
out there on this one. All of our different shows are in one social media. So,
And we've been doing much better about putting out that little calendar at the beginning of the
and
month.
by we, she means her because she's doing it all. Thank you, Skittles. I appreciate that.
Graphic design is my passion.
Drag is fierce and fun.
Yeah.
Anything else for our final episode of season 1?
It feels weird.
It was a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. We did it. We made it.
And while we're gone for our little summer break, you can still leave us voice memos to come back to
Absolutely.
talk about when we bust in on season 2, episode 1.
Yeah.
You can leave us reviews, comments, critiques. I probably won't care about your critiques, but it's
Send
fine.
us ideas of shit you want us to talk
If
about.
you want us to talk about stuff,
Yeah.
absolutely. Send us some topics. Send us some.
Maybe we can do a what we missed while we weren't on the air.
That would be
episode.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Our little check our mailbox.
Oh, that'd be cute.
That would be cute.
Yeah.
That would be cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So leave us stuff in our DMs. Leave us stuff in our email, mixmatchpodcast@gmail.com. All that fun
And
stuff.
at Mix Match Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Until September, I guess.
Yeah, I heard they're gonna ban it again, right?
Oh, well, apparently it was supposed to be banned tomorrow, but then it got extended again
extension?
until September something,
So
but I don't
we'll
remember
see.
the date. But
Who knows?
anyway. But thank you so much for hanging out with us for season 1 of the Mix Match Podcast.
And keep an eye out for that cutting room floor episode or 2 episodes or however much we found on the
Junk we
floor of
have.
the cutting room. I don't know. It's gonna be something.
Something like
It's
that.
gonna be something.
Thank you. I'm Colana.
And I'm Skittles.
Bye.
Bye. See you in like September. It's gonna be so far away.
September sounds good.
September sounds good. Let us have a break.
Let us get our groove back.
Yeah.
Our feng shui.
Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar.